Today's A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan podcast is brought to you by
myeternalvitality.com. That's the website you can go to. You could take a free online quiz, like a little test to see if you may be experiencing problems with like your body chemistry.
A little evaluation goes a long way. And he can tell if you maybe have a hormone imbalance. Maybe you're in need of some testosterone to make yourself feel better, get better sleep, lose some belly fat. Maybe just something as simple as when you look in the mirror, you get some confidence, right?
Yeah.
We all know what that feels like.
No, 100%. Dr. Powers was here the other day.
He's helping me in my stomach.
Giving you some peptides.
And it's working. Yeah, I will report that I'm on the mend. Now, I got a long way to go, but so far so good, man.
Yeah, peptide treatment, gut health. If you want to lose some weight, medically guided weight loss. He's got a really cool app that you can go test your body fat to muscle ratio.
Is this one of our listeners?
You can read a testimonial he sent us.
I heard about Dr. Powers on the Tom and Dan podcast. I knew my hormones were off, so I made an appointment and went in. Dr. Powers was able to do my consultation and blood work same day. The results came back. We did a telehealth medicine visit to go over everything. He instantly knew what my issues were and had 3 different plans of approach for me to choose from. I started my treatment last week and have full confidence in Dr. Powers' assessment and treatment. I feel he's a doctor who actually cares about his patients, and that's important to me. I mean, that's what I was telling you guys. I feel like his bedside manner is very nice. Like, and if you don't know what that stupid term is, because I'm an old man, that just means that he's nice. And if you have a question that's maybe intimate, you can ask him, and you're not going to be embarrassed or feel stupid.
He truly does.
You can ask questions about boners. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He wants to help people, and that's why he started this business. Is because he truly wants to help people and he wants to help our listeners. And it's a free consultation, so just go talk to him. If you want a change in your life, maybe this is it. Like I said, it's free to talk to him. It's myeternalvitality.com.
Thought things with you and I were good. I guess I should have known. When I found that empty box of shredded wheat sitting by the phone. Late one night, I got a call from Toucan Sam that made things worse. But the very next day, I found Tony the Tiger's number in your purse. I could tell you were cheating by the cereal you were eating. You told me you liked Cheerios, but now you're taking off your clothes. I stare into a bowl of milk as tears run down my face. 'Cause I know Captain Crunch is taking my place. He put basic 4 in your back door. His Lucky Charm got hard. He's a frosted flake, but his sugar smacked your ass in the back of his car. I knew you were up to your old tricks, but now I know your game. The way he licked your Fruit Loop, you won't ever be the same. I could tell you were cheating by the cereal you were eating. You told me you liked Cheerios, but now you're taking off your clothes. I stare into a bowl of milk as tears run down my face. 'Cause I know Captain Crunch has taken my place. I can't compete, he's just too sweet and I'm just a toasted oat. In a sea of milk, I got 36 vitamins keeping me afloat. I'm a health food cereal, baby. That's all I'll ever be. If you hate artificial colors and artificial flavors, then the one for you is me. I can tell you were cheating by the cereal you were eating. You told me you liked Cheerios, but now you're taking off your clothes. I stare into a bowl of milk as tears run down my face. 'Cause I know Captain Crunch is taking my place.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We Hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday Free Show of A Mediocre Time.
It is. I didn't fix it. I didn't fix the thing. Hold on. We're gonna go. We're gonna go back to it, and then I'm just gonna do it. It's the Friday Free Show of A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
On the couch, and I love this guy, and he and I are gonna have to talk about an addiction that is inside of us. It's inside of my wife, and it's growing by the hour. It's growing from the Orlando Talk Show. It is our good friend Ross McCoy.
Damn, I can't believe you dropped the ball like that. Let's reset the time for bath.
Yeah, I probably should. Yeah, sorry about that. I really apologize. But yeah, Ross and I are going to get into our pinball addiction a little bit later.
Oh, I thought it was fentanyl.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have been. We are Floridians, so pinball and fentanyl. All the alls. Pinball, fentanyl.
I got to tell you, that pinball machine is a hit.
It's a smile maker, dude. It's a smile maker. Do you see? We have listeners in, friends of the show that are sitting in, and every smile's about. They're drinking whiskey. They're playing the pinball. Everyone's high-fiving.
I got here an hour early to play Godzilla pinball today.
Yeah, and you know what?
And when you guys started doing commercials and I had to pause, I was pissed.
You didn't need to pause. Let me just say something so it's on the air so you never do it again. I don't want you to ever pause anything you're doing for fun because we're doing something for business. I don't want you to ever do that. That's the wrong way of thinking about this bullshit. Don't ever do that. You play your pinball. Andrea did. When Andrea came in here, Tom and I are having a real business meeting. Andrea didn't give a fuck. Andrea just played right through it.
You Tom and Dan treasure hunters, there is one commercial where I play pinball about a third of the way through it until I lose the ball.
Yeah.
Look for that one.
I got to tell you that the pinballdudes.net, our new sponsor, Andrew, he may be onto something. He told me he's renting these out to businesses, and that's part of their new business models. That he'll rent a pinball machine to you, and then every 4 months or so he'll change it,
swap it out. Yeah, he's even done the analytics on he says right around the 3-month mark, you start waning and wanting a new pinball machine. He's done all the. He's got the algorithm ready.
Interesting.
Ever since we got it, every guest is super excited.
They're drawn to it.
Everybody's
it's
excited
like
that we have
fucking Batmobile in our right. It's like a Batmobile. And another thing, you know what I figured out what it is? It's a better classic car for dads.
Every dad is
the classic car. My dad's favorite car, '63 Falcon Sprint, right, with a Cobra engine in it. If my dad had that right now, it'd be awesome. But he wouldn't be driving it a lot, would he? What would he be doing? He'd park it in his garage, and he'd be shining it up, right? And listening to his 50s music on the old Bluetooth speaker. This is a better version of that because it stays in your house, and you just shine it and clean it and tinker with it, replace the lights, wipe it down, spray the glass, clean it up. I love it. I'm addicted to it.
If you want a pinball machine, Andrew 321-591-1062 is the cell phone number. Just text him, and he'll give you all the details.
And you want to know how trashy I am?
ThePinballDudes.net.
My wife is trying to be a bit more spontaneous, not just in the bedroom, but just in general. You know Andrea very well. She's a planner. Last night, I'm sitting on the couch. She looks at me, and she goes, "Hey, you want to grab those leftover beers in the fridge and go over to the studio and play pinball?" And I'm like, oh, it was like she just said, "Do you want me to blow you in a Burger King bathroom?" I don't know why I said Burger King bathroom.
I need access to our security because you banged her on that machine.
I did not. So I'll tell you what happened.
I'm sorry, Dan. I know why you said Burger King bathroom. It was because of Humpty Hump.
It was Humpty Hump. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're on the same line this week, man.
I just wanted to leave.
I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. Okay, so she leans over to me and she's like, "Hey,
who was that clown?"
He was an accomplished dancer and rapper who put on a fake nose for one song.
No, he was Shock G. It was
Shock G from Digital Underground.
Yeah, it was Shock G with a fake nose on it. It was Humpty Hump. It was his. It was like, it's no different than fucking Drunky the Bear. I'll tell you that. You got Tom Van and Drunky the Bear.
Well, he's a clown.
Shock G and Humpty Hump. It's the same fucking math.
Well, that's an insult to him.
Same fucking math.
That Digital Underground album was really good.
It's a really good album.
And they
Sex
do
Packets.
It's so.
Dude, the pinball machine fixed my fucking memory. The pinball machine has fixed my memory.
It's such. Are you familiar with the album, Tom?
Sex Packets.
They have this weird song called "Sex Packets," which is about a
condoms.
drug.
Aren't they condoms?
No, it's a drug you can take that will like initiate a realistic like VR level sexual fantasy for you. Those are sex packets, and the rap is about like the drug dealer selling those.
Yeah, and Grady Seasons.
So fucking weird.
Grady Seasons is correct, and this is a really good fun piece of trivia. Tupac was a backup dancer for Digital Underground, which was their lead singer was Shock G, a.k.a. Humpty Hump.
Yeah.
69 nose in your rear, whatever.
It makes me sad when I see Tupac dancing. I don't know about anybody else.
I think he's the backup dancing in that movie they were in too, with Dan Aykroyd as the crazy judge that catches like Chevy Chase.
Yes, what is that
Nothing
movie?
But Trouble? Or I could be wrong about the title.
I think you might be. You're close on the.
Yeah.
I was going to say Any Which Way But Loose, but that's wrong. Let me finish the story. So Andrea says to me, "You want to grab those leftover beers you have and go over and play pinball." This is something that my wife would never ask to do ever in a million years. I said, "Yes, I do." I walked to the kitchen, I grab a couple beers, I put them in a bag like Tom Van would do if he was going to poker. We make our way over here. As we're pulling up, the cleaning lady is pulling in, Renee, and I see her, but luckily she doesn't see us, and I duck down real fast, and then we had to just go straight home.
You could have played here.
That's rude.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink beer, play pinball while the cleaning lady's cleaning. Dude, is that what you wanted me to do?
You lift her leg up, she's vacuuming. Yeah.
Is that what you wanted me to do?
Yeah.
Which reminded me, we have to tip her out.
These people are crazy as fuck.
We have to tip her out.
No, yeah, you're right.
Because that lady, she's super religious, she's super sweet, and she comes in here, and this place is nothing but cocks. And
Well, guess what? When you saw her yesterday, it would have been the time to go.
I don't have any money. I don't have any cash on me.
You got, got a checks and business checks.
A big long flapper.
Why are business checks way bigger?
Because they're business. They mean business. That's where the term came from. The checks. When you bring a business check in, people are like, "Oh, look at that check. That means business."
Oh, so a BDM named Amy sent you an email, I think this week.
Yeah.
And she's
I think it was this morning, like around 8:30 or so, and she said, breaking news for Tom Van.
Yeah.
Weird name for a dude. You guys don't have female listeners, do you?
No, not really.
I don't think so.
So, for years, I've been bitching about the fact that I've run out of driving school.
Right, yeah.
The ability to take my driving school to take away points.
It's a once-a-month Shawshank at this point. I would give it a once-a-month Shawshank.
You have reached your Florida lifetime limit of the amount of classes you're allowed to take to knock points off of your license.
And you know why this came up? Because I crashed my car, and I'm going to have to take the thing. I may not. There's another play up my sleeve.
Yeah. Well, you talk to Mo. Mo knows everything about law.
Mo does know everything, and Mo was like, whoa, slow your roll here. You have a perfect driving record. People that have exemplary records like yours, I think I got a little wiggle room to, maybe talk you out of
call
this.
Mo, dude.
So yeah, Mo's gonna hook it up. Call Mo. Always call Mo.
I do not have a perfect driving record. I, in fact, have 5 seatbelt citations that I've had in my life.
Consistency.
Of getting tickets for not wearing my seatbelt.
That's why my father loved you. That's why my dad loved him. My dad hated a fucking seatbelt.
Yeah.
Hated a fucking seatbelt.
I'll still drive without my seatbelt listening to the ding.
So did my dad. He'll listen to it all the way to Virginia. My dad will listen to the ding of a Maxima. Remember the one that would put the safety belt on for you? We had it in the Maxima. My dad would just unhook it, and it would just ding the entire way to Martinsville.
So anyway, I've been bitching about how that it's crazy to me that they only give you 5 lifetime chances and no more forever after that. Like until I die,
Well,
I can never take another
it to murderers. You're comparing it to capital punishment.
I think a murderer can eventually get his right to vote back with enough paperwork and enough petitions.
I'm fairly certain Shannon Burke voted for Trump. I think he did. Right?
Even if it didn't count. He went there.
Oh, it counted. He counted. Trust me.
Anyway, then we got an email from Amy saying that they have now changed the law in Florida.
Breaking news. What do you think it is?
And raised it to 8 lifetime. I get 3 more chances.
3 more. It's like a genie came down.
Which I will.
It's like a genie. I have an email about genies we're going to get to later too.
Which now I'll have 3 more.
How do you feel? How did you feel when I told you that?
I raised my hands outside and looked at the rain. The Dufresne. I crawled through a mile of shit and came out clean on the other side. Although it would be funny if I wasted them all this next year.
Oh, how about it in a week? How quickly can you do it?
Yeah.
How
I
fast
can just take
you
3 back to back.
like multi-ball, like in pinball. How do you do 3?
Because I think you can take them without even having a citation.
You got to go to 8. You got to go to 8.
Because you're, of course, carrying points on your license right now, yeah?
No, I think.
Oh, you're clean?
I think it's been enough. I have no idea how to check.
He doesn't know anything. You know, he doesn't even know where his fucking marathon is. He told me this morning. He's like, I don't know where my half marathon is on Sunday. I'm like, well, you might want to look that up.
It's somewhere in a pop gun. I'll look Sunday morning.
I'll just run down there.
I'll Google it.
You know what you got to do? You got to fill your 8 this month and then hold out for 10. Next year they'll change the law. They'll give you 10. If you could get 8, you could get 10.
Okay, I've never heard anybody else bitching about this problem except for me ever.
Our listeners, well, you bring it up to them. And then they're like, I'm just like you.
I've never gotten an email saying I wasted all mine too. Like, this is the one thing that I believe in. My wife too, Crystal, wasted her 5.
That's the part. That's the part that makes it most ridiculous. Is that out of 2 people, there are 10 chances blown. Right?
Is it possible that most people do the education and learn a lesson?
There's no way, Ross. There's got to be a lot of Toms out there.
A lot of Toms.
No, seriously.
My wife wants to point out that this is the first time she's actively watched the stream where, looking at your face, there is true, unadulterated joy blasting out of it. Like
I feel like
you're
I can do
resonating
anything
with my wife, who is a joyful person, probably the most joyful connected to our universe. Ross and I don't count. We're not even there. You absolutely don't. You can't even see joy. She says that you look happy right now. She says you look like a changed fucking man right now.
This did stop me from like speeding and like getting traffic infranctions.
He's back, baby. Fun Tom is back.
Well, because I was like, I can't get a speeding ticket.
You can check your email while you're driving down the road.
Right. Although I never stopped that. I really didn't stop anything.
I was just lying.
I'm just lying right now.
Anyway, the smoke blow. That's the smoke.
When's the last time you got an infraction, though?
Well, I got stopping on the train tracks.
Jesus fucking stopping on the fucking train.
Jesus Christ. To be fair, he had to take his turn at Russian roulette, so he had to stop.
No, it was
completely random.
No, I told the story. I
don't remember that.
They set up a sting. It was when Tommy and Max were going. Set up a sting.
We got an epidemic of people stopping in the train tracks. We're going to set up a sting.
Like they didn't set up a fucking train.
I remember this now. Yeah.
In their preschool, they set up the sting, and then the person they're on the other side of the intersection.
Castleberry train tracks. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So when the person in front of me went, I went too, and then he stopped right before the end of the train tracks. I know where. I was like, I had to stop, and I was like, God damn it! And then there was traffic started, and then I was looking at the cops. I was like, I know what you're doing.
You got caught in the sting. Have a seat over here.
All right. Anyway,
so whichever Florida legislator is responsible for raising the ceiling, you're enabling Tom Van to park on the goddamn train tracks.
And then I got a couple speeding tickets.
You're also the only person I know that rides the train.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I have a video of someone. Goddamn, I forgot to even mention this. And I took this video. Someone stopped on the Sunrail train tracks, but like not exactly on the train tracks, but like literally 6 inches. The bumper was 6 inches.
In the zone.
Yeah, to the point where the arm guard came down in front of his car. So he was literally
so he's under it.
So like I'm sitting at the train, and then he is in front of me, and there was space to move in front, and he didn't go. Like all of a sudden the lights started dinging and stuff, and I'm like, move, and then he didn't move.
Did you think he was going to get hit?
Dude, I took my video camera. I'm like, I'm going to see this.
Well, don't tell him to move, or don't get out and bang on his window. Video and scream World Star while his brain gets splattered. Yeah, of course. Watch him drown and video it.
He's watching the arm come down, or he or she or whoever, maybe an old person, but the arm came down in front of the windshield, like above the car hood.
Yeah.
And then
I've seen old people do that.
And then I'm like, oh my God, this person's going to get nailed. And then the car or the train comes, and then it must have been a foot from this guy's bumper. Like it was that close. Holy
That's
shit.
nature's coffee.
And I think cars get hit all the time. Anyway.
I had to go down to Kissimmee the other day, and I was coming back from Kissimmee at night up I-4 towards downtown, and I'm behind a gray minivan, and it keeps cruising over to the left lane till it hits like the rumble strip.
Yeah.
And then coming back, and I'm like, boy, that's how I drive when I'm sleepy. So I stayed like 2 car lengths behind him, just,
I remember right when I moved to Baldwin, I remember I was getting up early to go to work on the morning show, and I was driving to get on I-4 on Princeton by all the hospitals.
Oh.
And I remember going over the train tracks there, and you get a high concentration of people that I believe are crazy or homeless that are still in just their medical gowns walking down that road. And it must have been like 5 in the morning. And
carrying clear plastic bags with all their earthly belongings.
And I was going to the Monsters to work, and I was driving in, and I remember I had the windows down, and it was when I still smoked in my car, so whatever that was, whatever time that... Well, no, it wouldn't have been Baldwin then. It may have been the little house over here. Anyway, I'm driving up Princeton, and a person in a medical gown, like, leans over almost to my car. Like, I'm talking inches from my car, to the point where I heard their medical gowns come in my car and whack the side of my... You know what I mean? Like, and it was one of the only times I've ever been driving where I was like where I was like, I'm going to shit my pants right now because I almost killed that hobo in the medical gown, right? Like, because it was like, had he just stumbled a little more, I probably would have exploded him.
Yeah.
It was bananas.
So what happened with the car?
Great Movie Van. It's hitting the rumble strip and like coming back, and then followed him for a little bit on I-4, and then I had to take my exit. As I took my exit to the right, I kind of came abreast of him, and it was a guy in a gray hoodie, and his head was down on the steering wheel. I took my exit. I took my exit, and he sailed off into the night, and I don't know what happened after that.
Like a ghost ship.
Nobody else in the van. It was kind of creepy. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was like, what could I do?
He was driving as good as he could.
And people are scared of self-driving cars.
No, I am not. I've changed my tune after my accident. Seriously, man. Like, had I been in full self-driving mode, I'd have been fine. I would have never had an accident.
Counterpoint, why do we need computers? This guy's driving completely asleep.
That's true. No shit. That's one for computers and one for ghost shit.
So, by the way, I haven't confirmed that what I said about the traffic school points is true.
That's the punchline.
So I just assume it is because Amy said it was. But then I started looking on Google before the show. I'm like trying to find if they did change the law, and then I found this article that said 200 new Florida laws being enacted on January 1st.
That's how they get you.
And then I was like,
no more butt fucking. They always do that. That's the number one. It's like, hey, no more butt fucking.
So I'm like, 200.
It's all the ones they passed last session.
Yes,
and then they set them to all take effect on January 1st of whatever year.
Yeah.
So you end up with like a big flip at the beginning of the year every year.
So I was like, 200. I was like, God damn. And then I went expecting to be a bunch of minutia, like random.
You can't ride a donkey on Tuesdays in a dry county.
And there's
Fuck that garbage.
And there's a lot of them that are just nonsense. But then there's some of them that I'm like, holy shit, they changed this? I haven't seen anything about
What
this.
fucking is legal?
My mom brought up the fact we came to Florida when I was in high school a million years ago, and I got a Florida book of weird laws.
Yeah.
And at one point they wanted to establish a law regarding alligator hides, but they spelled it wrong, so they passed a law about alligator rides.
Hold on a second. That I believe there's got to be a follow-up on that one, Ross McCoy. Can we put that in the queue for maybe?
I'll look into it.
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Tales from Ross's mom. That's great. That's a good bit.
Did you know House Bill 49 that's getting enacted on January 1st?
House Bill number 49.
Teen labor rights that have changed. If you're a 16 or 17-year-old, you can now work full-time.
Oh, strip clubs are going to get a lot better now.
You can work the same time as adults. And that's been a Florida... I remember when I was 16, I got my first job at the sub shop, and the boss saying, like, you could only work so much or whatever.
And by the way, I'm in love with your friend, and I'm going to bring out weird trinkets and weird gifts and creep her out.
And
is this the guy with the fingernails that was staring at his fingernails?
No,
that was the guy behind. That wasn't the manager. That guy was he was on the floor cooking.
And then there's a new law passed that you can now kill a bear in self-defense.
Yes.
And people are pissed about that.
I read that one yesterday. Yeah, because we have a lot of bears now, right?
Well,
Also, they are thinking about doing a lottery, aren't they, for killing them? Because we got a bunch.
well, this
I saw that come up yesterday.
this screams that, like, you know, you have some nuisance, because Florida black bears, they're just like giant raccoons. They just get in your garbage and it's a pain in the ass. And like now people can, I guess, kill them and just tell the cops, like, oh, I thought it was, you know, it was endangering my family. And now, you know, so it kind of gives a lot of people the right to kill a bear for probably nothing. You could have just scared
I'm
away.
probably going to set up a trap and just fake that I was threatened just so I could kill it.
I'll pretend I'm Charlton Heston. I'll take the counterpoint on you, Tom. No, I think it frees up a guy. Like, say a guy's out walking his dog, and one of these, you know, giant trash raccoons comes charging up out of the swamp and tries to eat his dog because, you know, he hasn't been getting enough trash lately. It frees this guy up to pull out his snub-nosed revolver that he had on him for whatever reason. It's America.
I just got done robbing a bank.
It's Florida. You're allowed to, and, you know, pop a couple rounds off in this bear's face to save his dog.
Now, if you
I've always wanted to shoot a bear to save my dog. Because I feel like my dog would respect me more if I did that, right?
Ever since the great outdoors, I've wanted to shoot a bear in the ass.
Yeah,
for sure,
ever
yeah.
since Tom brought that stupid rhinoceros video into the radio station, I've been obsessed.
I didn't bring it in. You bought that shit.
I did not buy that shit.
You showed it to me.
A listener sent it to us, I think. But that started me on a bloodlusting journey to wanting to kill big game. I've always wanted to blow something big's head off.
The weirdest shit we've ever watched, you've always initiated. It's never been me.
Okay, that's true. That is
you've
true.
always, even when I was a young boy.
Horse sucking, girl sucking horse cock.
No,
I feel like that. I feel like you
no.
saying that means that.
No, I shouldn't have never said that. God
You
damn it.
shouldn't have, because
I should have told Melissa to take
it
that off.
devalues your argument, because it makes you a monster.
There's
When
okay.
Tom loses an argument, he turns into an old Italian man.
I should have never fucking told you that, you little piece of shit.
House Bill 321 now makes it illegal to release any balloon filled with any gas lighter than air at all. It makes it a crime. And
What about farts?
Yeah.
What about methane?
There was a limit on it. It was like you couldn't release more than 12.
Yes.
This is for, like, I'm going to say the 5th a corporate time ever. We did like a corporate time because they made Uber illegal. So we took an Uber to a bunch of places and broke a bunch of weird laws. We got balloons at the dollar store and released more than the legal amount of balloons, and I forget what else we did.
Yeah, so now it's one, and the only exception is the government can do it, and if any kid under 6 years old or under,
It's like a Pizza Hut, you get a free meal.
so if my
Kids eat free.
and even by accident. So if Max or Tommy release a balloon, that is a crime.
Federal crime.
Will a police officer arrest them for it?
Could.
No. There's no way, right?
This is for ladies that do gender reveals. That's what this is for, right? This is to stop gender reveals.
It's more of a get rid of the straws type of situation.
Yeah.
Like those things just land in the wild and turtles get them wrapped around their necks. That's all it's about.
100%.
Now they could take massage parlors' license away if they're sex trafficking
sucks.
or there's any sort of sexual misconduct.
Unless
That
it's a
sucks.
6-year-old madam at the massage parlor.
That's true.
If the madam
And
is
then
under
it's just an
6.
accident. Yeah.
House Bill 461, pregnant women can be excused from jury duty now if they just had a baby within 6 months.
That's going to help out EJ.
Which that is like someone was just gave birth a week ago. He's like, so you still have to come in for the stupid court case.
Have you ever been to jury duty?
I served, yeah.
I did it a couple
did.
times when I had the kids.
You're supposed to
and
say thank you for your service when I say that.
they have childcare on premises. They don't let that as an excuse. They have a childcare in the courthouse that you check your kids into if you're doing jury duty.
But you know what you can do? Throw it in the trash. And no one will know. I'm joking.
Can I tell
I've
you
never
something?
done that.
Can I tell you something? I did it the last time I got one. It works. It works because I got tired of serving.
Some radio person went to jail.
Well,
because
it's
of that.
hit or miss. It's hit or, but it can work. It can work.
Most of the time, you don't have to serve anyway. You just got to call that number and verify.
House Bill 583 now allows wine to be served in a container larger than a gallon.
Yeah, no, that was DeSantis made a big deal about that.
Really?
He was doing press conferences and he was talking about how this is going to revolutionize like wineries, and like that was a huge deal for like even
For like the wine business in Florida?
Maybe even people like Whopper. There's something there, like buddies of ours that work in the brewing aspect. But that was a huge deal.
Remember, you couldn't do growlers, and
Yeah.
Justin was going up to like the Capitol
Tallahassee.
and
Yeah.
Tallahassee arguing.
It's very
before-
similar there, but I'm blanking. I wish I had more of the details. Maybe somebody in the chat room knows more, like can expound on more on what I'm talking about. But I remember him doing press conferences, and there he is sitting there talking a big old, like, Julio Gallo jug. My mom used to buy her wine in that
Yeah.
big. My mom would buy
With
that.
the little-
It looked like a pumpkin with a. It was a wine pumpkin.
It looked like
Yeah, with the tiny
Yeah,
little.
with the and it would hurt. My mom would make me
Yeah.
go get it. And
Make
I was
the handle
tiny.
bigger. God damn it.
I'm fucking what, 2 foot tall, and I weigh.
Who makes a finger handle?
And I'd go in there and I'm picking this thing up. My mom, go get my. Sheila, I go get the Chianti. So I'd go get the Chianti. I think it's Chianti. But she'd Chianti, and I'd go there and I'd get the pumpkin and bring it back and put it on the bottom of the shopping cart at Winn-Dixie.
it was a clear version of the jug a hillbilly would play in a jug.
Do they still sell the pumpkin of wine?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, now you get a big jumbo pumpkin.
Huge.
A big DeSantis pumpkin
Yeah,
of wine.
man.
You can
Let's sell a Tom and Dan DeSantis wine pumpkin. I think that would sell.
Yeah. Okay, here's my question. Do the cops have to do a refresh course on all this shit?
Oh, yeah. Sure, Tom.
Like if I was a cop, I'd be like, "Oh fuck!" Like I don't want to read all this shit. Like, I'll just,
You're the closest non-cop cop I know.
I know.
Most of it's probably pretty specialized. I bet they have it down to like the list of like 20 or so that they'll have to deal with on like the balloon one.
Okay.
or, like-
Here are the hot 5 new laws that
Exactly.
you need to know.
Yeah. But
Courtesy of Officer Steve's blog.
I'll just do what I want. That's what
That's why I said what I said.
Yeah, I'll just and then if whatever, I'll turn my
God.
camera off. Well, anyway,
Battery went dead.
I know Ross has got a confrontation of the week.
Oh, shit.
I know we've got a bunch of voicemail.
Let's plug some of the stuff that Tuttle was on the show this week, and he dropped a goddamn bomb on us. So you're going to want to go find that. By the way, we had Patrick on, Cadillac Pat too. It was like back-to-back Pats. I've never thought about that.
Well,
but
the Cadillac Pat's one's going to be played in a couple weeks.
you might be able to find it if you're looking for it.
But I wanted to talk to Ross about the Jamie Foxx Netflix special. Now,
I saw this came out. I thought it was just, from what I just saw, like I saw it come out on Netflix. I saw it on the Peloton. I said, well, it's just doing a stand-up special.
Now,
But I know nothing about
okay,
this.
so what's weird? Okay, so I called it a stand-up special at first, but then when I was telling Ross about it, literally when he was playing pinball, I realized my mistake in this whole framing of it in my mind. It's
was
not.
bugging me while I had a fucking multi-ball.
It's not exactly.
You were bugging him during the multi-ball? Were you doing 5 or 3?
3. There's a 5 multi-ball?
Yeah. If he was bothering you during the 5.
So I don't want to spoil it. It's called "What Had Happened Was," and he basically explains what happened to him when he was going through that whole mystery
Well, that's a
illness.
good
and he
title.
talks about it. Yeah. So and I thought it was a stand-up special, but it is awkward. And he cries a lot in it, and then it's not polished.
It's on a stage?
Yes, it's on a stage.
He's on
in
a
Atlanta.
stage,
looks like a big
stool,
stage.
mic, like standard stand-up setup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the problem is though I stopped watching it 3/4 of the way in because it was
I don't think I've ever heard you abandoning something.
it was awkward. Now
What did Crystal do? Did she finish it out?
No, we both stopped.
Really?
And she
Damn,
wanted
you guys usually can power through some shit.
because
Any laughs?
yeah, there was laughs, but
But like the
he's
chat
talented
room,
as shit.
The chat room is going the chat room's going very hard on how weird it was.
It is- it
you
was
want me to
very-
read the quote from one of our listeners?
yeah.
And see if you agree. He said we have Jennifer says the Jamie Foxx thing is more like a testimony. Then we have Mike who says motherfucker said God gave him a stroke because he stopped praying. Retard. If that's what he said,
He
if
said
he
the
said
R
that
word?
God gave him a stroke because he stopped praying, that's what Jamie Foxx said.
There's a lot of God in it,
But he
now-
said that God cursed him with a stroke because he stopped praying to God. Because that is pretty crazy.
Well, it seems
I'm not anti what you believe, but that's a pretty heavy one to.
It was more of, hey, I'm going to go on stage and just tell you guys a story. Maybe he didn't even do this whole bit like he didn't practice this a bunch of times in like clubs or anything.
So it's like off the rip.
It may have been. Now, obviously, I may he had a teleprompter or something. I didn't see anything like that, but he didn't have any notes, so he
How
must
does
have practiced.
Netflix bill it to you? Is it? Are they just calling it like a
That's
quote
Let me
Netflix
see.
special?
It's just a special.
Okay.
And so what?
there a trailer?
If you're expecting a stand-up special, it is horrible.
Because 99% of the time,
horrible.
Netflix special means something comedic, whether it's like that or like the roast of Tom Brady, or like they did like a Michael Bolton Valentine special one time, and it was like comedy. It was funny.
That was actually pretty
I
good.
think it was like a Scott Ackerman joint. I love
yeah,
that guy.
I thought that was actually pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Now,
he's
now he does. Go,
I have the trailer. Do you want to see a bit of the trailer?
Well,
and see what they do.
He does make it funny for primarily the whole time. I mean, the point of it is for him to joke around about it and make jokes. So, but he gets serious, and like I said, he cries a bunch, which is awkward. And it gave me and I think it can give everybody an appreciation for what stand-up comedians do, because when you watch a polished stand-up special, like for instance Jeselnik's
Yeah, I'm glad you
special,
brought that up.
or any special you watch that hits Netflix, you see the difference. You're like, oh, this is what stand-up looks like when someone has worked it and repped it and has the reps for an entire year or 2 years or whatever in an hour special. And you could tell that Jamie Foxx doesn't have that. But again, he doesn't necessarily tell you and label it as a stand-up special. He's just like, hey, I'm presenting my story.
There's a lot more coming out of the chat room here from listeners that have seen this. He thanked Atlanta 450 times, Jennifer says.
Yeah.
Fascinio says, it's a confessional. My wife says, didn't he just bash Katie Holmes subtly? And then goes on to say he will never date white women again. That's from Christine. It's not funny. Okay. It's like he stood up in front of a congregation. And then Christine quotes, "Sisters, I'm here to tell you I'm being cured," Jamie sang while performing a piano number during the stand-up special. Quote, "I've been cured of everything. No more white girls. I'm serious. No more white girls." Quote, "No more potato salads and raisins," Jamie continued. "No more white girls. No more spray tans. No more big titties. No ass. No more white girls. I got to let them know."
No, that's I didn't get to that part. I got out of there because it was horrible. But again, if he just wants
Thank you, Christine, for giving us at least I got to check this out now. Maybe on 2.0 speed.
Because he's an actor, not necessarily a stand-up comedian. That's not what he's known for. But
he can do it. He's always he can do anything he wants. I think he's like the most talented person in the world, really.
If he was saying that while he was playing the piano, a lot of guys rely on there's a lot of guitar comics that aren't that funny, but they play a little guitar sing afterwards. And you laugh at it.
Yeah. I mean, it's it is what it
says,
is.
Does he have brain damage? Did you get the idea in watching it that he is altered in it?
Yeah, and he's slurring of the speech or anything like that?
No, none of that.
Because that would be funny.
Although there is a lot of he kind of did go ultra religious and he was reborn and he.
I don't really fault people for that when they do near death, because maybe I'd do that.
And apparently he almost did die.
I come in here and I'm like, guys, I'm sorry, but I almost died.
And he had to rehab for a long time and stuff. So anyway, it's weird.
Maybe
it's weird.
Tom's Weird Report.
Maybe it damaged the part of his brain that knows what comedy is.
Yeah, and they should have.
You know what? That would actually be a very touching comedy drama about someone that has some sort of disease that does affect their the humor part of their brain, and then their struggle in having to exist with no more. That'd actually be kind of fun to write.
Say it's a Seinfeld.
We should write that.
Seinfeld. He has the stroke. He loses
we have so much time.
The humor center of his brain, and instead of he's literally just making observations. You've been served a vodka soda.
This would have been better presented as a David Letterman discussion or interview.
So you
or
think he needed a moderator? He needed somebody to guide it?
Or at least we would have known what we were getting. When I saw Jamie Foxx stand up, I immediately, stand up. I'm used to stand up specials, and this wasn't that. And then
right.
If comparative to
let's go to Jeselnik, because I watched that one. When you watch Anthony Jeselnik's new thing, it's hard for me to watch because I am now watching it with the eyes, because I've watched all these different little behind the scenes clips of him, and I like his whole opinion on podcasting now and how it's oversaturated and shitty. I laugh because I think he's right. But his special is hard for me to watch, not because it's not perfect. It's really great. I look at it and it gives me like almost anxiety watching how meticulous even something as his hair or how he moves his hand or how he positions his body towards the audience. It's insane how much detail he has. And if you listen to him and see how it's so calculated, there's nothing not deliberate.
Right.
There's nothing improv there.
Yeah, every joke, every space.
It's really impressive.
And then that's
it's not. It would drive me crazy because it does, and I think that's why I appreciate it so much. When I watch him do it, I'm like, fucking hey, dude, that's amazing.
And that's a result of he did that act in the club 450 times before he took that stage.
Yeah,
and so he had every gesture,
3
everything.
years,
He's
2
like, my hair needs to be like this. Yeah. Everything that could go wrong went wrong at some point. He adjusted.
It gave me a new appreciation just because, like,
that's the craft of a stand-up.
Truly. It really, and even more so, and this is not a diss on Chappelle or anybody you think is the greatest, because whatever you think is whatever you think. But Jeselnik, compared to even someone like Chappelle, Jeselnik doesn't let the alcohol in, the smoke in, the weed. There's no distractions. It is performed fucking perfect. And I think that's cool. It's not, I couldn't do it. There's no way I could fucking do that.
Although a lot of Jeselnik's jokes are the same equation.
Yeah.
So like, like, I know where you're going, Jeselnik.
No, I don't. Yeah.
It's like, I know you're coming and you're going to hit me with the swerve.
Yeah. It's always the twist.
Yeah.
Forever a twist.
All right.
But whereas somebody was like, Jamie Foxx was just like, somebody was like, throw him a pile of money. He's super talented. Give him an hour and he'll just do whatever he does with it. And then you get that, and it is interesting to a certain point. Like, because I'm sure there are people out there that were like, what is the story? I want to know the story and care about that more than like whatever dick or fart jokes he would care to make during that hour.
And it is a smart business move, just like Chris Rock did. And I'm sure they discussed all this, and he's like, hey, if everybody's wondering this is a mystery of what I think about something, I might as well benefit from I'm just going to tell TMZ and let them make the money. I'm going to present it and I'll make the money. So that's exactly what Rock did.
Real quick, because I know you want to take a break, but would you have, you look at these things from a business perspective, would you have thought that maybe it would have been better presented if he took it a serious route?
Well, again...
Or is that not...
Immediately, me and probably a lot of people looked at it like, oh, he's going to do some well-polished stand-up and tell the story. Just like Chris Rock
So you
did.
may initially get less people presenting it as serious?
Yeah, it would have been better if he sat down the whole time and just had a discussion, or if there's another person on stage, a moderator, or something that differentiated, or it's like, hey, this is a one-man show. Or something else than this is a stand-up show, because it looked all over the place.
Yeah, chat room saying they think it was sort of like a comedic route to make him likable. Like, it's like, put it out there, he tells the story, but in a way that we can digest it. He's clear in the air, and we can move on. And maybe he makes a little money.
Also impressive if he didn't practice it at all, and he never did any of that, like that, and you just did an hour.
There have been people that have done that, right? Like,
oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
But they edited it. You could tell this was longer, and they edited it together.
Yeah.
So
he had to stop during the middle because he was seizing. No, that's not.
But you just presented as like Jamie Foxx, because I feel like it's harder to call it a stand-up special and then aim for that and then fall short. You just call it Jamie Foxx, my story, and you get a couple of laughs off, and you're a fucking hero.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's what I would say.
Like, and he called it "What Had Happened Was." So maybe they were attempting to do that, but it just fell flat.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think they should have really marketed it more like, hey, this is just a story. But when him on stage in Atlanta with a huge crowd, it's like, this is stand-up, and then it's bad.
For stand-up.
Yeah, for stand-up, yeah.
The name of the band is Fairmount. The name of the song is Boring Dumb Song, but it's not. It's not a boring dumb song. We'll be right back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. 1-844-TOMNDAN. Show at tomanddan.com for last-minute emails. We'd love to hear from you, and we will be right back. Hey, guess where I was this morning?
Where?
Well, you could probably guess. It wasn't the Current because they're not open. It was Jeff's Bagel Run. I was up there getting breakfast for my kiddo. If you want to get in the mazy, it's a piping hot everything bagel smeared with Jason's mom's hot sauce cream cheese.
Yeah.
So good.
Their cream cheese are made fresh every morning. Yeah. They have a huge variety. Their bagels are always boiled, never toasted.
Yeah, the bagel of the day today was Nana's stuffing bagel. Yeah, so, they're always having crazy flavors. Sweet, savory, strawberry, blueberry, cinnamon sugar, everything that you want, and more, more, more.
You also picked up some gift cards
I did.
that we are sending out, and some Tom and Dan holiday cards.
You
And-
are feeling charitable this
They-
year, brother, because you have opened your wallet. I've never seen you buy more gift cards.
Well, Jeff's Bagel Run has awesome merch. If you're looking for little stocking stuffers, for little gifts,
Get a pin,
for-
a
yeah.
hat. You know, like Maisie, like she doesn't listen to this. We got her some socks. We
Yeah,
got her
yeah.
Jeff's she loves Jeff's Bagel Run.
Yeah,
she
yeah, yeah.
will love little Jeff's Bagel Run socks.
And they're a little gift card pack. It's $20. It comes with $4 or $5 gift cards, so it's perfect for a gift. You can swing by a Jeff's Bagel Run location. They have multiple Central Florida locations. You can go to jeffsbagelrun.com.
Popping up daily.
You can get their free app. Just search for Jeff's Bagel Run in your app store.
Yeah, I order online. In fact, this
Yep.
morning, everything was completed online. You drive in, you walk in, get it, and go.
Yeah, it's super easy. Go try it. Again, it's jeffsbagelrun.com.
And don't sleep on their coffee.
Madness starts. That's when you wanna leave me.
That is Reverse Pathogen. Welcome back to a Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Oh, the name of the song is Attention is the New Heroin. I kind of agree with that.
How you doing, Ross?
Hey, Tom.
I know Craig was here, and his interview played on ACT on Monday.
I love Craig.
Old Power Spot Craig?
But
Yeah, I'm going to start calling him gambling gold coin Craig. Rich Craig. I'm going to start calling him
he's
wealthy.
talking to you guys about gold?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
being open about the gold habit now?
Yeah, yeah.
He's-
Oh, okay.
yeah,
He's more than a habit. He was like tossing around these hand-stamped coins that are 1,000 years old. He's lost his mind. Craig from Pyro Spot is now, like, he's lost his mind.
yeah.
You
Well,
want
he's sitting
to
in
see
some-
my bonus for last season at Pyro Spot?
Oh, he gave you a gold coin?
Well,
like
you got a bar, dude. You got a baby
it's
bar.
a 10-gram gold bar.
Hell
that was my Power
yeah,
Spot bonus
Ross.
last season. Before this
Dude,
was
check that
That
out.
thing is 10,000?
No, it's a 10-gram.
Oh, my God. Were you going to run out of here with it? Were you going to steal it?
I'm like, well, don't open your Christmas card.
Yeah. So you're going to want to take the card we gave you and just give it back to me, and I'll give you an updated one. Give me an updated one next week.
What's a 10-gram gold bar worth?
The fact that you have to ask just proves that you're
No.
trash. If I
Hold on, am I more trashy that I don't know the value of gold?
Yes.
I think knowing the value of gold is more trashier.
It's more Walmart to know. I feel like.
yeah.
I don't even have any like quote unquote real money on me, or I would tear up a dollar bill right now.
Yeah, he wants to so bad. He wants to so bad.
Bend that gold in half.
It's about $900.
Oh, wow.
That's good.
So, but I brought it up because
Fireworks season is upon us.
Oh, do you want me to play the thing?
Okay,
Oh, is
yeah,
it
yeah.
time? Is it time to do it already? Oh my God.
What do you mean? You need to see ID. No, I won't get my wife. You'll deal with me. Ross's
Confrontation of the Week brought to you by Pyrospot Fireworks, iWantFireworks.com, and the Orlando Talk Show with Ross McCoy.
How long before Craig owns iWantGold.com?
That's going to be more
Yeah.
expensive. yeah.
Well, Newt Gingrich probably already got a... I hear those commercials on real radio. The world is going to crap because of all the minorities. Take all of your money and put it into gold, then hide that gold under your bed. You hear those commercials, right?
You
No,
don't put it
I
in a
don't.
plastic bag and bury it in your backyard. That's between what I
Yeah,
do.
Ross knows.
This is kind of a double confrontation. I'm just realizing. Yeah, it's fireworks season.
Yeah.
So we were at Pyro Spot the other day getting ready. Me and my kid, who recently got fired from his job.
Oh, no. Sorry, man.
No, it's some kid shit. He just not showing up for work, so they fired
That'll
him.
do it.
And
It's called the Tom Van, just like me. Yeah, it's called the Just Like Me.
No. You show up an hour late, exactly an hour, then you pretend like you thought it was
Yeah.
the.
But
that
you have
was
to
just
stay
happening.
consistent.
Yeah. I know it's hard.
so yeah, but if you're looking to hire like a real bright young 20-something-year-old who's going to work between 30 and 40 hours a week, hit me up. Let me know. So anyway, that's how you end up at Pyro Spot with your dad on a Wednesday or whatever it was. So we're at Pyro Spot. We're pulling Tom, which means Craig has So many fucking fireworks. He just has shelves and oh yeah, and so I forgot. We're riding up separate. I took my Subaru up to the Longwood warehouse, and my kid rode up on his motorcycle because there's some shit to do later. And so he pulls up, and this truck pulls up behind him, and kind of like sits there for a second. And there's like they have like just a stare off confrontation. And then he comes in, and he's like, "That truck cut me off," and I flipped him off, and then he followed me in here.
Oh, it's in the blood. It's in the blood. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
This is fantastic
I
news.
passed it down.
This is fantastic news. Hey, first of all, congratulations. Your genes are very strong.
They're strong.
Now, how much does this piss you off, Ross? Because I feel like your son tells you that someone followed him into the parking lot.
You got to go outside and Belichick, right?
Right, like,
we'll get to that.
Is this make you more mad than if they would have done it to you?
At first, I was a little bit irritated because I thought he was saying they worked at the cookie factory across the way, and I was like, God, now I'm gonna have to deal with this guy for a whole couple weeks anyway.
There's a cookie factory across the street.
There is we share our warehouse space with some cookie company. They make cookies, and
You see any elves around there?
and I think like behind us is the people that make like the pecans for the Magic games. You know, because like every once in a while,
The Nutty Bavarian is your neighbor?
every once in a while, like
Fucking love the Nutty
we'll
Bavarian.
be in the warehouse and a breeze will come through, and it's just like the
Cinnamon nuts.
the Nutty Bavarian times 1,000.
Yeah,
in
cinnamon.
The warehouse.
I'll fuck up some Nutty Bavarian. You've seen the little fat guy? They put him in the cone. You eat him out of the cone.
And I think in the same warehouse plaza is like one of the bigger Chinese buffet chains, and don't eat there.
Why do they have a warehouse? What the hell are they storing in
Good
there?
question.
I don't know.
Let's find out.
This is a sunfrontation.
Oh yeah. So that was that was kind of it with that, and so we pull all the.
The answer is cats, by the way. I'm sorry. Just to make
I was thinking that.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say Wuhan.
We do a bunch of warehouse work. I leave, and so I'm headed home. And if you're around here, you're familiar with the area. I'm headed south on Ronald Reagan Parkway, right?
Yeah.
And get to Racetrack Road, I believe it's called. I'm heading south. You turn right. You go over to the big mega church there.
Yeah.
And so I'm coming up to that intersection, headed south. It's 2 lanes, headed south. I'm in the right lane. I'm firmly established in the right lane. I'm in the right lane forever.
Dog track road.
Coming up on Dog Track Road. That's
there
what
you
it is.
go.
If there's no more dog track, can we change the name of that?
What do I call
Track
it? You know what? Let's this year in 2025, Tom and Dan,
It should
with
be-
the help of the Orlando Talk Show with Ross McCoy, it should be Dog the Bounty Hunter Track Road. That's what it should be. It should be Dog the Bounty Hunter Track Road.
Well, now it should be Megachurch Road because that's the only thing that's on that
That's
road.
not fun.
They don't still have that off-track betting right there?
I don't
Did they
think
get rid of that?
Well, there's no more dog racing,
But it was like you could go and gamble on dog racing there. I thought was the big draw.
Yeah,
And then
maybe you still can.
That's why the local high school is called the Greyhounds, right?
Yeah, that is why they're called
Yeah.
the Greyhounds. So you need to keep it that way.
Exactly. It's tradition.
Yeah, sorry, outvoted.
I like sending your kids to a school named after dog racing. That's the most
Very
Florida school
yeah,
you can go
that is
to.
very Florida. Yeah.
My mascot is named after dog gambling.
There is Gator Wrestling Montessori down the street, I believe.
All right, go ahead. Sorry, Ross.
So I'm right lane. Like I said, it's headed south. I'm in the right lane. I'm coming up on the intersection at like 45, let's say, something like that. And it's speed. And the light flicks yellow, but I'm like 2 car lengths from the line. It's either like blow through, and I'll be like, it'll probably change while I'm exiting the intersection, or scream to a stop at the line. I would have to Fred Flintstone it and really stomp it to scream to a stop at the line. And God knows who's behind me. So I go through. At this exact same time I make the decision, a white like little hatchbacky car comes up to like make a right into my lane from dog track.
Okay.
He's making a right, and I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's not looking at me. He starts easing right into in front of me as I'm coming through the intersection at speed. And again, this all happens in like 45 miles an hour over 100 feet. It happens real quick.
Yeah.
Honk. He pauses for a second and then is like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm going for it. And so he goes for it, which is pulling right in front of me. And then there is a lane to the side, but I knew there was cars. I didn't know exactly where, but there was cars. And so I just I came over as little as I could and just threaded the needle and squeaked right by him. And like again, him at like 5 miles an hour pulling into my lane, me at 45 coming through, and as it turns out, a car right fucking next to me. We all like triple up for a second.
It's 3 wide is what they call that. Well, at the Greyhound High School, they call it. It's called 3 wide 101. You have to take 3 wide 101.
You should have heard the Greyhound announcer calling it. It's pretty sweet.
So you're nearly rubbing
Here comes Lucky.
And so I squeaked around him and kept going. And then I was waiting for him to catch up with me, but he proceeded to do 5 miles an hour for so fucking long that I just lost him.
He shit his pants.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So now you didn't confront him. Did you, want
what
to?
was weird? Like immediately afterwards, I was like, that didn't affect my pulse at all. It happened so quick for one thing, and then
You felt like the Idaho murderer.
and then like as bad as it could have been.
you felt nothing after, so you're like, well, I'm built to do this.
Well, nothing happened. So like it was so quick. Nothing happened at the end of the day. Like immediately afterwards, I was like, huh, okay, and it just went on with my goddamn day. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I'm glad you're okay. We don't need that. We don't need any more car accidents. You even had a car thing this week. Your truck.
It's in the fucking moon.
No.
Let me. Will you let me pick out your truck? Let me. This weekend, I'll just design a truck for you. You can't let Mike from Mike's Weather page out truck you, dog.
No, yeah.
I mean, I love that guy and all, but, when you look at another man's truck, you see Eric. Eric's got, do you see the truck that Eric, a Shingle Masters, he bought for his daughter? You see that? His daughter's got
he's rich.
His daughter's got a more manly truck than your truck.
He's got that roofing hurricane money. Yeah. Why do you think he's working so much after the hurricane?
Your truck.
Not charity.
Let me pick out your truck. You need a van.
I'm 6
It's
months.
van time.
6 months away from it being paid off.
So just let it.
No, it's like I put that money in my pocket.
No, have you learned nothing from Ram Davesy? You need to accumulate that debt. And
You've been listening to the tapes?
Buy the truck for the boat you want, not for the boat you have. That's basic. That's so
I need a
basic.
dually.
You have been listening to the tapes.
I get a big old dually. Why?
Huge. You're like that one. Remember
Exactly.
Jay-Z Riders?
My tires are sticking out in the goddamn wake ball.
Remember the one?
You got points you can spare on your license out?
Do you remember when it was popular? I was working with that chopper company up the road, Jay-Z Riders. Nice guy. Nicest guys you'd ever want to meet.
Yeah.
But he would just blow money like crazy. Do you remember he had that yellow... There were only like 2 people that had these. 3 people. It was like Hulk Hogan, Shaquille O'Neal, and Jay-Z for Jay-Z Riders. Remember that big yellow... It was like an 18-wheeler, but it was just like...
Yeah, it was like a personal 18-wheeler.
It was like a personal... Yeah, it was insane.
With like diesel tubes coming out of the top and stuff.
Yeah. For in the I want to say like 2006 to maybe 10, those were really hot.
Yeah. Giant, same
Super
thing with the
trucks.
Hummers.
Yeah,
it
was like an F950 or something. Somebody in the chat room was like, "Yeah, it was crazy."
I'm sure everybody heard the story about Belichick and him coaching for.
Let's talk about it a little bit. I don't think everybody
North
has
Carolina.
heard this.
Ross, I know
He won the Super Bowl at one time, right? And
Lots of times.
there he goes. There he goes. Ross is on board.
And so, and I'll give Ross, because Ross is not a sportsman, but everybody.
His boss got jerked off in a massage parlor.
Not his boss anymore because he got let go and he didn't get a job last year in the NFL. Everybody was expecting him to play in the NFL this coming next season.
There are also a ton of rumors about how Atlanta bumbled that and that he didn't like our GM's kind of handsy play calling and drafting. Like some of these GMs are a little more handsy than he would have wanted, and
Well, there is like lots of speculation that that maybe no NFL team was going to hire him because he's so old school and he wants all the decision making. He basically
wants complete control.
Complete control, and that's not how modern day NFL teams are run as much anymore. It's kind of like a committee. But still, there's lots of openings, and everybody's expecting him to get one in the NFL because they figured he wanted to break the all-time winning record before he retired. He's in his 70s now. He doesn't got that much longer.
I must have been. I mean, weren't most people thinking that he wanted to do that?
Well, that's he may have even said it at one point in time that that was his goal to beat Don Shula for the all-time winningest coach, which could never have been beaten again, honestly, because now in current day NFL, like coaches have quick turnaround,
Aren't
like there's too much money.
Aren't they talking about adding a game too?
Yeah, we're trying to actually help a coach to
Yeah.
break the record, but no one usually
My point is they're just changing things. And whenever you
Yeah.
change things, to me, it makes it more difficult.
And that's an old school thing to have a head coach for a long time, unless you're like Tomlin or whatever, But anyway, so everybody was expecting him to get another NFL job and to break that record because it could stand forever,
Sure.
But then all of a sudden, this North Carolina job came, he started talking about a McAfee, and then now he's accepted the position as head coach
Yeah.
for North Carolina college
So
team.
our greatest professional football coach has gone to coach, and his dad was an assistant coach there. I want to say like in the 50s or something.
Yeah.
So he's going
That's a
back
tie-in.
to North Carolina, and he's going to be their head college football coach. It's huge as far as getting eyes on your organization. I don't think you could do any better.
So now
It's weird that he would go to college. It's different.
Considered a downgrade from the NFL,
Yeah.
and then it's like, well, now
Different challenge, though. You could say
And
a
it's
lot of
more
guys.
work.
I think it is. Yeah.
Because you got recruiting added in, too.
And he's bringing along a staff that's going to help do that. He's bringing along, and they're letting him bring along his own coaches.
Yeah.
And
And
people
that's
to
normal.
handle that.
And that's normal for
Yeah.
you to bring in your own staff. Now,
I think he's bringing old guys, though, which is weird. It's like, I don't think he's bringing, new college. It's not like Scott Frost and a whole crew of, 40-year-olds. It's like him and his whole ragtag team of 68 to 72-year-olds.
Yeah. And so that's all normal, but what isn't normal and that I've never seen before, and what I'm convinced now is the reason why he did this is because part of the stipulation of going to North Carolina is that his son,
I have it
Steve
here.
Belichick, who is coach with them, he will turn into the head coach of North Carolina when Belichick leaves.
Like
That's
a
part of
pumpkin
the-
at a ball.
Yeah.
Poof.
And that's part written in his contract that his son will become head coach after he leaves. And I looked at that and I was like, he gave up the possibility. Now, who the hell knows? Because he could have been he could have looked at the NFL and no, he obviously knows.
Well, it's a
he's an
5-year,
insider.
$50 million deal.
Yeah, he's never going back to the NFL after 5 years of this because he'll be in damn near 80 and no one's hiring almost an 80-year-old.
The reports indicate that Belichick's negotiations included a stipulation for his son, Stephen Belichick, to be named the head coach in waiting. Stephen, currently the defensive coordinator at the University of Washington, is expected to join his father's staff at UNC. Additionally, Belichick plans to assemble a coaching staff featuring longtime associates including Matt Patricia, Ben McDaniels, brother of former Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels. The staff will also include a general manager to handle operations such as NIL and recruiting.
So, and a lot of people may not think to themselves well, he doesn't need to do this. Steve Belichick could get a head coaching job without this. But I think Belichick's smart enough to realize with these kind of things, it's more poker than it is chess in the fact that, and that's how life is, where getting a head coach position is there's luck involved and performance, and you could have bad luck and his last name could basically hurt him from being a head coach somewhere one day because it could be a kind of a distraction or what I'm saying? This may be the only chance that his son ever becomes a head coach somewhere, and he's giving it to his son.
The counterpoint, though, is that you're receiving it with instant scrutiny. You're the head coach without even having to prove yourself. So I don't think
or earning it in a traditional manner.
Yeah. So to me, it's weird. To me, it's like okay, so Belichick steps down instantly. His son, let's say his son does nothing. Let's say the program just stays where it is.
Yeah.
Which is a possibility. I don't think it will. I think they'll improve. But let's say that I just think I think you're setting your son up you're almost tying him to your legacy too much. It'd almost be better for him to go and find his own way and pick and choose how he wants your legacy to determine his job. At least that would be my opinion.
Well, I looked at it this could be the only opportunity that a son could ever have to become a head coach, and you're giving it to him, and you are eliminating your ability to win the all-time winningest NFL coach, even though, again, he may have
You
looked
still
at
have to you still have to perform.
Yeah, he may have looked at it like maybe I wasn't going to get an NFL job or whatever. But when I saw this, I was like, because I do this for my sons.
I don't know if I would.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Classic Tom Van mistake. You're looking at Bill Belichick like he's Tom Van. You got to put on your Bill Belichick hat, which is a sleeveless hoodie.
yeah, it is a sleeveless hoodie. Good job.
And
At
you
least
gotta-
Ross knew that. You know what? You get so many points for knowing that.
And he's a control freak. He's a megalomaniac, and he's not considering his son. He got some offers from some teams that he didn't like in the NFL, and he's like, you know what? Fuck all you guys. I'm gonna go crush college because this is how he's thinking. I'm Belichick. I'm gonna roll in college football. And I'm gonna fucking own it. I'm gonna go crush college football for like 2 years, and then I'm gonna fucking out myself on this 5-year contract. Fuck you, whatever. Like take your remaining 30 or whatever. I'll take my 20, and I'll go now with having just dominated college football for 2 years. I'll roll back to the NFL, and then what are you guys gonna bring me? And then bring me the crown jewels and whatever I need and want, and I'll be back.
Okay,
in the NFL.
I would like it if he would do that. I think he's too old, but I like
He
that.
doesn't
though.
think he's too old.
No, I
though.
know that. Yeah, I agree. Now that I agree with
Yeah.
100%. That I agree with 100%. I've never liked this because my dad also never set me up like that. Like my dad, not that my dad needed to do that for me. It would have been nice if my dad did that to me. But my dad's MO and what he always preached to me was that he wanted me to sort of stand on my own. And you know, whatever. I mean, I guess it's whatever you want to do. But like, you know, Biden pardons his son. LeBron gives Bronny I don't know. I look at all of it. I don't necessarily think it helps you. I don't think it does. I think you come to the table with your own. Now you're coming to the table with your dad's baggage. It's like he gave you this. Execute your plan. Well, what kind of life is that? That's not my life. That's your life.
Yes, that I feel like is a good general rule for everybody else. But for these specifically, I'm glad you brought up LeBron too, because I feel like the same way with LeBron. Like he knew. And there was no way, even in 1,000 lifetimes, that him and his son could ever play together unless he used his power and forced their hand to do it. And he knew that, like, he's like, I'm going to die. This is the only opportunity for me to do this. Belichick, maybe the same way. Like, the only opportunity to make sure my son gets a position as a head coach. Now, because in that...
I have a girl, too. It's hard for me to put my brain on this one.
In that world... Now, but we don't have anything like the normos out there. All of us don't have anything like this that we could give to our kids that would be like something that they couldn't get themselves.
I just gave Maisie disorders. Lots and lots of disorders.
They couldn't. I mean, anything that we could think of in our realities, like our kids could work their way up and do it themselves. But in these specific scenarios, like they're so rare.
Oh, I see.
That
exactly
it has
what
to
you're
be
saying.
done this way.
It's like it's like he's keeping the door open.
Becoming a head coach for a college or NFL team is damn near impossible, and it takes an insane amount of luck and success and skill.
You guys just did a kid cast like 2 weeks ago. How many kids in any other classes have been on a podcast, let alone a podcast that
he doesn't value anything we do.
tons of people listen to?
Nothing. I'll let this guy talk. I replayed it 10,000 voicemails. Not all of them are good, by the way. I didn't want to tell you that in person.
But I did. I said what I said.
Yeah. But I saw it. Now, I could be completely wrong, and this he just threw that in there.
You
But I
also
was
like giving things to your son. So I knew, like, as soon as you see this, of course you'd be like, yeah, if I were in Belichick's shoes, I would do that. This sounds like something you would do.
Yeah.
You've also said that if your sons were, I'm sure if your sons were Luigi, you'd be hiding them out in your basement right now. He'd be down there with his little ghost gun.
Oh, my God, you're innocent, man.
Why didn't you throw the gun away, you fucking idiot? Why are you still in your backpack?
I see this more as like a Succession type thing. Like he brought his son with him because it benefits him. He can use his son, and so he's bringing him with him. That's how I see it.
So Ross is going a little more selfish, even. Yeah, I think. I mean, I will say that the listeners in the room did seem to agree when you're like, because that's a little more sinister that he's just going to use his son, and then his son will luck out and get the job when he goes back to the NFL in 2 years.
Except for the guy who volunteers for girls basketball at the YMCA. You ever met a coach that wasn't a prick and all about himself? I never have. 100% of coaches.
To be a head coach in the NFL, you have to be wired
Super
a certain
prick.
Yeah, you have to be wired.
Mega prick.
Although Belichick, from all I've heard, like outside of the media interviews and things like that, and like when you see him with just regular interviews,
Seems
he's
nice
done
to
media
me.
with like Pat McAfee.
I like
he
him on
seems
Pat.
way more down to earth, and you hear like Edelman on his podcast talk about Belichick and like
Other than the culture of cheating and doing anything to win at all costs. Other than that, you know.
That
Well,
does
don't
fit
get
the
any-
MO of what you were saying, right?
saying.
I know. The
I'm
non-sports guys.
just adding up the numbers
Yes,
on the wall.
Sometimes you need a non-sports perspective to come in and show you the error of your ways. Yeah,
Fuck you, EJ. I'm better at this than
I
you.
totally get it, man. I get it.
And then this morning I was telling Daniel about this YouTuber that Tommy really likes.
I'm
that
working
came
on
out
that
of nowhere.
for you. I'm working on that for you.
And what's interesting is we've entered into the world where, like, Tommy's like, I saw him watching this YouTuber the other day. It's like a dude sitting behind his computer, and there's a chat room playing, and he's playing a game, and then the chat room is making fun of him. He's a big dude. He kind of looks like Big Tim, but younger.
Gotcha.
And their chat room's calling him fat, and then he's, you could tell he's putting it on, being mad at the chat room, screaming about why they keep insulting him, and that's the content. And Tommy's laughing. He's never laughed at anything I've said this hard. He's laughing his ass off. And the guy's name's Queso, right? And so I had just assumed, because Tommy found him, that this guy had millions of followers,
Sure.
and I was telling him. And Daniel looked at him this morning. I never even bothered to. I should probably have done my research and see what this guy's talking about.
Bare minimum of interest in your children, maybe, but who's to say?
I was like, I'm sure YouTube. I mean, shit, we can't even show a gun on Twitch. I'm sure YouTube would have shut him down if he was saying anything inappropriate. Anyway, he's got.
You know,
less-
there's like AIs out there telling kids to kill their parents now and stuff.
Yes.
Like, you literally,
Because of screen time. I saw that
you
one.
literally should show a hair of interest in what your kids are
That
watching.
was
online.
my sons couldn't kill
that
me.
was clickbait.
I dare them to try
That
to kill
was
me.
clickbait. Maisie could kill me good. Like, easy. She knows a bunch of different ways to fuck. She's stronger than me. My right hip is clicky-clacky, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. What were Queso. King Queso? Like, I'm trying to find a video.
He's got less followers than we do.
Yeah, he does.
So then I was like, well,
Did
let's
you
get-
just immediately scream, Tommy, come here?
Oh, you should have done that. You got to do that
No.
when you get home.
I
Your
told-
Tom impression is better than mine, by the way. I like that. better.
I told Daniel.
I stand on the shoulders of
Fuck
giants.
you, bro.
Now I don't know.
Better than me.
I don't know if he'll do this, but I've done the math on how many little followers he has. This guy's not making any money.
Yeah, he's not.
And I'm going to contact him and I'm going to pay him to say like "Merry Christmas, Tommy Van" on his feed, and then I'm going to have Tommy watch it because he'll do that for $100.
Harry
Right?
is talking.
I know absolutely nothing, and I'm kind of intrigued. Very cinematic. Very cinematic.
This is him just watching. This
I mean, it's not very entertaining.
Harry's
My
playing-
standards.
he's playing
My
video
son loves
games.
it though. So
Yeah,
Those guys are back, which that's what like is confusing. Is this like like I'm confused because this dude, that's an enemy that we fought before at Stormvale, and he's just getting clobbered.
Oh, this guy's got the goods.
he's just saying what he's doing and playing a video game.
Yeah, what the fuck? This is why I can't compete with that. There's no way I can fucking compete with that.
What do you mean? We're trying to make people laugh. He's
Between
just
this
saying
and
something.
every black comedian wears their grandma's wig and jumps up and down and does like Big Mama's house, I'll never be able to compete with that level of creativity.
But he'll give a shout out to
100%.
Tommy for $100, right?
Oh, probably less. Maybe
$50.
$20. Yeah, I'm gonna go as low as I can. But what do you want said in? What do you want?
I want
Do you
him.
want him to come on? Do you want him to?
I want him to do that thing where like Tommy's watching, laughing at and then he looks at the camera and he's like, "Hey, Tommy Van."
I can do that.
Like it's
Oh,
the
I
old-
love those. I love
like
that. You
it-
might freak him the fuck out.
Yeah,
if he
yeah,
does
that's what I
that.
wanna do.
Hey, Tommy Bad.
Yeah. And then I want him to do that thing where
Do the thing where it's like only you can hear this. If your dad's watching with you, he can't hear this at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah.
Let's kill it.
Can we get Queso to convince
Yeah.
Tommy to kill me?
Yes. And we'll do it as
Go
a trick.
grab a knife.
Yeah. Okay. And
He's
then if he
sleeping.
goes and does it, you go, "That's a prank." You do like all the kids on the Walmart when
Yeah.
when you throw the jug
When
of
it goes
milk,
too far.
or when you're yelling at the old man, he pulls his gun out in Atlanta because they're packing, and the guy's like, "Hey, dog, I'm gonna shoot your ass," and then the guy's like, "It's a prank. It's a prank. Please don't kill me, old man."
He stabbed me right in the gut.
Oh yeah, you'll be fine though. Still make a race. You'll still make a race. You're tough.
No, that'll hurt.
So he turns to the camera.
I don't think he has the
So you're
arm power to do it.
So you're watching, and he's like, "Here's some enemies we were playing in Fortnite last week." And wait a minute, Is that Tommy Van? Hey, Tommy, it's me, Queso.
Yeah.
Want to kill your dad?
How much for that? Send him an email.
It's like 30.
The 30
Now you're kind of you got great intentions, Tom. But like,
do I?
But this isn't going to do it for $100 for this guy. What you're going to want to ask for is for him to like play with Tommy for an hour. Get going.
That could be dangerous. That could be dangerous.
It only takes 2 minutes. Get going on Fortnite together. Stream it. You want to get him like 15 minutes of co-streaming on Fortnite or something, and that would really make Tommy's
Okay,
day.
co-streaming.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a collab.
Like they're playing Fortnite together. It's on his stream, and Tommy's involved. He can chat with them and stuff.
Now, if I ask Tommy, he don't want any of this. He's like me. He's like, please don't ask him this
for him.
Yeah.
Leave him the fuck alone.
Yeah. I know, but now's my chance. So like,
You're gonna force him, even though he doesn't want to kill you?
Because I've been waiting to find someone that my sons think is more popular than we are, but I know by
there's
numbers
tons of them.
he's less. Everybody, the Mr. Beast, the fucking Unspeakable.
Oh, you mean that we're more popular, but he thinks that this guy's more popular?
Yes.
Gotcha.
I don't even think he thinks he's more popular. He just likes him better.
That's true.
Well, it's both.
He seems very genuine to me. You're the only one obsessed with how many clicks and everything.
I was telling him he's rich. I was telling him I'm like,
The chat room, just stop torturing Tommy. Let the kid live. What the fuck are you doing? You're going to force him to watch a YouTube streamer tell him to kill his dad in the ultimate Christmas prank. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is by far your dumbest idea. You want me to get a YouTube streamer to tell your son to kill you as a Christmas prank? I can't top that.
Yeah, but let's see if he does it. That's the thing. Then I'll be living in fear for the next 6 months. I mean, like if he's standing in my doorway, I'll be like, oh shit!
Every minute of the day, you're gonna be fast.
Well, it's
lightning fast.
Well, it's like fucking the game with the like once it's enacted, it can never be taken back.
Here's an old man reference. It reminds me of the Pink Panther, Inspector Clouseau. Every time he would come back from a trip, his housekeeper or houseboy was a little Asian man named Kato. I think it was Kato,
right.
and that motherfucker would pop out of a closet and kick his ass.
Not today, Kato.
Yeah, it was awesome. I need to go back and revisit those. Probably highly racist.
Or you could use this to your advantage, Tom. Do the hypnotic setup where he thinks that he's talking directly to him, and then just have him tell him to do his homework and clean up and stuff. You know, like
Oh shit, that was funny.
How
did he find a streamer? So I think Ross
told him.
I think Ross might be right on this one. This is a genuine, like there's something with that person's personality. Like maybe it is that he's so calm and just like a normal dude. Because Tommy is a calm, normal dude.
He likes the fat jokes.
That's fair.
Because the chat room makes fun of how fat he is, and then he gets all mad, and Tommy's laughing. He still laughs his egg sandwich out of his mouth every morning. I mean, they're just cackle laughing about the online bullying. That's his favorite thing.
And so, does he watch this guy stream live, or he goes to like clips of just the bullying?
To YouTube. I don't know if they actually cut out the clips, but that's his favorite part.
Some bullied clips.
And then I'm like, is this like healthy for my son to watch? What even is this?
I mean, at that age.
Here's one. Here he is.
Yeah. Whoa. What? Bro, this guy's out of pocket.
Dude, someone's been doing some damage to Godzilla.
He's doing 3 in a row. Bro, it was a meme.
I don't understand it. I don't get any of it. I don't get it. We're doomed. We're doomed.
I know we're doomed.
Yeah, we're doomed. I don't know what to do with that.
Well, speaking of doomed,
He's getting owned at the game. You guys don't get it. It's funny.
but Ross plays the video games.
Yeah. We went from sports to Ross's land, and Ross is like, look at these two fucking knuckleheads. I like games too, but I don't.
Welcome to my realm.
I don't play a lot of online games because I get too angry at them. So it's surprising to me that the king of conference confrontation that you can run in that world like Blade.
I just got into a new one called Space Marine 2, and
That's a good game.
It's a good game, but the online component is very team based, and you have to have like a composition of the right team. And also if you play your character wrong, you can fuck up everybody's run, and it's super toxic. It's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds good. I've been playing the new Indiana Jones and the Great Circle game. It would bore the shit out of anybody younger than 40.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's because they just did like, hey, let's make an old man Indiana Jones game. Half of this shit is puzzles. Like, I'm looking at a wall, and it's like, oh, you got to take this. Which one is that? That's the mummy cat. Slide the mummy cat over here. All right, where's your Ankh? Put your Ankh up there. Open the treasure door. All right, put the sandbag.
I meant to ask you, did your kids move on to Rivals? The new hot game is it's like Overwatch, but with Marvel characters.
No, they're still on Fortnite.
Ryan Holmes
Roblox.
is playing that, I heard.
Yeah,
I heard
my kids are on it. It's kind of fun, actually. It's not bad.
I'm upset because my sons have graduated out of the land of toys for Christmas, and they have asked.
Do you call it the land of toys?
No,
because that might be part of the problem.
I'm like, what toy? It's hard for them to even, because everything's digital, and they're just like, I'd rather play Fortnite and Roblox. And
have you played it? It's awesome.
Than anything else. So they asked for like pillows and shit, and like Tommy wanted a cooling pillow.
I like that. It's a practical boy.
Yeah.
That's a goddamn good practical boy right
And then
there.
I'm like, do you want to
get him the one you got me?
Then I know.
That's probably my gaming son, my cooling pillow gaming son, and you can have my daughter. Straight swap.
I heard kids today wanted Chili's gift cards. I don't know. That's just me, probably.
I'll fuck up a Chili's gift card.
And they want
Presidente,
V-Bucks and Roblox, Robux and all this shit.
It makes you bad.
I'm like, don't you want a gel blaster? I was showing them online. I'm like, look at that. I'm like, me and Max and you could all shoot each other with
You
these
gotta go real gun.
Orbeez.
What is
They don't want it.
In Fortnite, they got a gel blaster skin. You could give them that.
Do you have a number one thing that is in your mind? Like for me, I'm pretty sure with my dad, I hit the nail on the head when I asked my dad for the Red Ryder BB gun because he wanted me to ask for it. Mom didn't want to get it for me. I've told the story a dozen times, right? But I know I hit it out of the park on that one. I know that at least one time while my dad was alive that I asked for something that lit the fucking, it might have been bing, bing, all cherries, right?
Yeah.
Jackpot. When I asked for that. Is there something that your boys could ask for right now that would be that for you?
Oh, yeah. Dirt bike.
Okay. I should have gotten that one.
If they wanted a little dirt bike, which Turkey Lake brought one to Croom Forest this year, my son's no interest in riding. I was like, let's ride this dirt bike. It's Pee-wee 50. I used to ride this. My little brother we used to set up ramps, and he used to jump over all our friends with the Pee-wee 50 in my backyard in Miami.
Get on a dirt bike video game. See if you can backdoor them in that way.
That's not a bad idea.
Right?
Have you played the new? They have the new one that's the fancy. It looks like real dirt bikes.
My kid was playing that for a minute. Yeah,
it's a good game. Yeah, and it was free on Game Pass. I think
it is.
Yeah, they want the digital dirt bike. Only the real one too hard to ride. That's the thing.
Well, you also get hurt if you lay it down.
Yeah.
Fortnite. There's a dirt bike in Fortnite. Right?
The Fortnite dirt bike.
Yeah.
Mine would be
anything hard they don't like.
You can guess mine. I know you could guess mine with Maisie, probably. I'm beaming it to you right now.
Drums?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And we have drums.
Yeah, never wants to play them.
No. She'll show them to her friends. She'll be like, there's drums up here if you want to play them. They're my dad's. I'm going to go downstairs and dance.
Yeah.
Something music. I mean, I would even take, and maybe this is the wrong way of looking at it, but I don't think it is. I would even take like the tuba, the violin, like something that I don't.
Russ, has your sons ever expressed interest in stand-up at all? Like,
interesting.
Yeah, one of my kids one time on his birthday wanted to do some time, so I let him. But in terms of like actually like, how do I do this and make it? Well, not really.
No. How the hell did Archie Manning get two of his sons to win 2 Super Bowls?
I don't know, and one goofball.
They just both liked it? Or did he force him? What the hell did he do?
I know you're obsessed with it, but I sometimes I think I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night and I'm going to be like, he forced him. Like that's the secret.
There probably just was nothing in the house but footballs. He was a football guy. There was just nothing in the house.
Let's analyze that.
He was never even home. No, he was fucking out playing football.
You may have hit the phrase of the day.
Yeah.
The phrase "nothing in the house." Think about that for a second. Yeah. What did I ask for? I asked for a BB gun. What was in the house for me to play with? My toys and a BB gun. That's it. There was 2 things.
Or was it he was never home, and then his sons longed for his father's attention, and then they started playing football because of that?
Because then they grow up normal football guys. To be like true, excellent super ones, he had to be like meddling.
Like Tiger Woods' dad.
Exactly.
Melissa,
and Serena.
Melissa in the chat room says that she heard that Archie Manning brought them egg sandwiches in bed. That's a mean ass bitch in there. She's fucking you up today. She's a mean ass bitch in there. She's fucking you up today.
I fucking wrote a nice card and a goddamn holiday card.
I think you even drew a heart on it.
Yes, I thank you. I
tear that
something
shit in
about
half.
talented. I'm gonna spit on that.
Hawk to it.
yeah. I'll give you a pee hawk to it.
I'll put my dick in your card envelope, Melissa. What do you think of that? Would all of our clients be upset if on Christmas morning I tweeted out every card delivered by T&D Media had my cock in the envelope?
Come on.
Attention, Earthly.
What if, you know how like you like do that thing where you have like a little wet sponge and you moisten your finger and you seal the envelopes?
Yeah.
You do that with all those with your dick.
I just do it with my foreskin. Yeah.
Like, oh, it's stingy right now. I ruined my Christmas.
It's glued shut for a week.
Let me take a quick photo and throw this up on the old Discord. People like the irritated cocks on the Discord.
All right, well, let's take a break.
Yes, sir.
When we come back, we'll do a bunch of voicemails we haven't gotten to.
Oh, I got a ton of upvotes on r/Chafe Foreskins.
All right.
The name of the band is Bay Ledges. This is called Setting Free. We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time momentarily. Show at TomandDan.com for last-minute emails or voicemails. We are going to do them after the break. 1-844-TOMNDAN if you have something on your mind. How long has Guardian Water Services been a client of ours?
Oh, a decade now. It's got to be.
So
close.
they've been working with us and doing great, in the community, charitable work with the Yellow Brick Road Foundation for damn near a decade. Love those guys.
I talked to Josh from Guardian Water Services, and he reminded me that if you get a complete system for your house,
for your entire home, Westinghouse system, really, really well made.
Yeah, you will get. You have to mention you're a Tom and Dan listener, and everybody at Guardian Water is trained to know if you say I'm a Tom and Dan listener. This comes.
And
with
if you
it.
don't, just email us. It's super easy.
Yeah,
if you just email us, and we'll
connect the dots.
We got this thing going.
But if you get the complete home system, you'll get the RO under your sink system free.
Yeah.
And so, if you get a complete, conditioning system for the house, which will save you money on soaps, you don't have to buy the Publix and the name brand soaps anymore.
Why would you?
Because everything is the water's pure after.
I was thinking
comes in your
about
house.
this. You're a healthman now. You're a runman. I got an idea for your outdoor kitchen. You got to go outdoor RO.
Okay. Well, no.
No. You got to have one.
My outdoor kitchen is
right
just
by the kitchen, right by the sink. So you don't have to go inside to get RO. You're right there, right outside.
It's sprinkler water out there. Because
you're drinking from a rusty hose, you get an amoeba like Bubba did and die.
If you just talk to them, it's Guardian Water Services. Mention Tom and Dan. Mention you're a listener.
Yeah, you'll get hooked up.
Yeah, you'll get a discount. Plus, you'll get that free RO. And if you just want that RO, like me and Daniel have, I know lots of people from the show got it.
It's great.
You get pure RO water straight from your sink.
Yeah, it's like basically the greatest thing in my home.
Talk to them. It's GuardianWaterServices.com.
I think that's actually the ending.
All right.
Yeah, let me bring us back. Hey, that's a weird one. I like it, though. Hey, welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
That just lost it. Anyway, you'll have to just, you know what? Use your phone and play the song and just say, hey, Shazam, and it'll do it.
Shut it down. Let's take it from time for back.
Yeah, it'll do the thing. Do we want to do mail on mail? Are we doing that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me see if I still got that button. Yep, I do.
That was an old intro.
It's like from 2010.
Hey guys, thanks for calling 1-800-HOT-DICK, the place to find real action with real men. To make it even better. We've got new low prices. So low, we're practically giving it away free.
If you are a man,
It always makes me a little horny. Every time.
You think that number still works?
If you are a
You want to call it?
a man, press 3.
Tom, grab the phone and call 1-800-HOT-DATE.
On May.
It does the voice, no matter girl or boy. When I hear that voice, I know I know it's feeding time.
You know what's interesting? I started thinking about like how old that intro is, and then just us three podcasting together, and like
Long time.
how much longer could we do it? And then how much longer could all these independent shows go on?
Not as long as us.
We'll get to a point where there'll be like people that have been doing like a show for like 50 years,
Yes.
right? And then even
no
if
one's
they
ever done that.
even if they
primarily news programs will do that.
Yeah, but not with the same people.
So they'll get close. Like I want to say, like a Larry King or like some of those independent news station channels you have.
Well, it
where
was
they'll
like
be
Carson. How was Johnny Carson?
I don't
on the
know.
air?
Let me
They-
see. Longest running.
I don't
show.
think that long.
Let's say longest
Because
running.
when you have no boss and there's no ratings and stuff, and
It's got to
you're
be a news program.
completely
I'm guessing.
independent, you could just keep
Meet
on.
the Press, 47 to right now. Then you've got Guiding Light was 37 to 09. Grand Ole Opry gets a nod, 25 to now, and they went radio first to TV, and they're still doing both.
But that's a name of a show with a bunch of different people.
Sure.
I'll tell you, like one show with the same person. Like Larry King. How long did Larry King do it?
Let's see.
I guess probably not even that long.
It's like 30 years, maybe something like that. Larry King, he did 85 to 2010, so 25 years.
Okay.
And radio before that, 78 to 94.
So in like 10 or 15, 20 years from now, when, YouTube's been out since, when was YouTube popular? Like 2010? It started getting real popular?
I think so, yeah.
Like
probably.
maybe even a little before that, 2008?
When does old Beast Games come out on Amazon? Isn't that coming out soon?
What is that, Mr. Beast?
Yeah, his full-time, or not full-time, his full-blown Amazon television show. I believe it's called Beast Games, and it should be out on... I've been seeing, like, the little teaser commercials, like, on NFL shit.
Why is he taking a step back to Netflix?
Money.
Isn't he like the new... But, like, how much money do you need?
Conventional money. Get
Stop
all
giving
the money.
away $1 billion a day.
But no, he gets all the money.
Hoard
So,
some
like,
of it.
the way he... from what I understand, so he's getting his YouTube money on, like, let's say... Just spare me the details. Just go with my argument. YouTube... 10 different channels. So let's say it's 10 channels. He's got Beast Games. He's got Beast this, Beast that. Where he really gets his money, he's got like Beast Asia, Beast India, where he translates his videos. So all that money.
right.
So then you get all the money there. Then you go after that. There's Feastables, right? Candy. What do stupid little snot-nosed brats like? Give them the candy. Boom, you get that Walmart money. You get that money. Then you go to Amazon.
That's
you're
big
like,
money, too. Those feasible shit.
Yeah. Then you go to Amazon because, look, you already did streaming, you already did food, and then you go to Amazon, and then you're like, give me that conventional TV money. Boom, and you get all that. So he's just getting it all.
Just in time for the holidays, he's doing the Feastables thing with toys. And like it's some kind of like loot bag for toys. It's like you buy a box and it's like who knows what's in it. It's from Mr. Beast. It could be $1 billion. You know,
That mystery box I did.
Exactly.
Steal my idea. Me and Mr. Beast, we like a good mystery box.
Yeah.
Is he like a gift bag
He's
too?
doing gift backs. He is. He's got Beastie gift
That's what Dodo Businessmen do, by the way. They do a lot of mystery boxes.
one out of two, it works. It's a 50-50, right? I mean, there's really no difference. I mean, you've had the guys. How long can you dance? You got Super Dave starting up the car. You've done all the Beast shit. You've locked the concrete. You and your cronies have done every fucking thing Mr. Beast has done, and you ain't got shit, right? I was there folding all the boxes. What do we got to show for it?
Locked in a
Zero.
mini dealership, personal favorite.
Yeah, man.
All right, let's do some voicemail.
All right, let me find them. Let's go with this one right here. I thought this was a pretty interesting. I thought this was a good one.
Hey, Tom and Dan. I was wondering for both of you, what do you believe over, I guess, if 2009 is the start date, 15 years of podcasting, what do you two believe is your greatest point of contention, or where do you disagree the strongest in about what topic? Curious. It seems like you guys are very agreeable. You're always kind of backing each other up, defending each other from the listeners, or trying to pick on each other. But I was just wondering, is there anywhere you guys just strongly opposite sides of the aisle type thing. Love the show.
Primarily, I would say primarily, for me, it's minority voters. I'm not on, no, I don't know what to even, I don't know.
It's cool that guy took Tom's asking a question class.
I don't know. What is he saying? Do you know what he's saying while he's I don't know what you're doing.
He's talking about stands.
Sitting and standing.
Yeah,
Sorry.
That was the first thing I thought of, too.
Of all things.
I don't know.
How we wipe our ass is where we draw the line.
I don't know.
But probably.
Do you want a real one or a joke one? I always want to go for jokes.
Yeah. The thing is with me and Daniel is that I think why it's worked for so long is because we are not really steadfast on many topics. We're like, we will not budge. We'll budge.
Yeah.
We love budging.
I'm very budgy. Look how budgy I am. I'm the fudgiest budgiest.
Yeah. Danny Budgie.
Yeah, they call me Little Danny Budgie.
No, but so we both really don't take hard stances on much. And it's kind of like, if one person really believes something, or like, all right, do whatever you want. And if I want to do something, Daniel's like, all right, let's go. You were never going to be like, I will never, ever do this. It's just like, well, whatever.
Well, we do.
Don't give a shit.
Yeah, but there's also I think there's a natural give take.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, and I think we naturally know what to help with. There's not a lot of us reminding each other's, right? I mean, we kind of know what we're doing and roll along, but I can't really think business stuff. Yeah, we've only had maybe 4 arguments.
Yeah, and
they're not really arguments. What I would describe them as, he's stressed out because he's planning an event. This is it every single time. You've probably even witnessed some of these, Ross. Tom's stressed out because he's planning an event. I'm stressed out because the stress from the event, it jumps on everything. I don't handle stress well. He does handle stress better than I do. Then there's this weird, where we stop communicating correctly. We stop talking because we're too busy to do it. And then there's this weird explosion point where we explode. But then when we get to the end of the explosion, there was no real problem to begin with.
Yeah,
it was just It was
like a pressure release.
It was just a pressure release. Yeah, it's like when it's all, and then it feels good, and then you just go back to doing it, and then you pressure it up again until you want to. And then I'm asking a YouTuber to kill Tom, or tell Tommy to kill Tom, and one day I will win the pressure off.
I will say something that I remember when Daniel emailed the mayor's office asking them to if they would recognize us for a Tom and Dan Day, and I remember telling Daniel, I'm like, that's stupid. You should have said that. I'm like, do you understand how embarrassing it is to ask the mayor to recognize? We're nothing. That's you shouldn't have done that. Now people are gonna laugh at us in the mayor's office and be like, what the fuck? These these podnesters think they deserve, and then they did it. I was like, what? That was the day that government died for me. That was when I realized it was all a joke, shim sham.
Oh, here's a good one.
And it turns out to be true.
Here's a good real one. This is a funny one. Paloma Blue from our Twitch chat room says, I still remember the day that Tom came in after making Sam and Dan wait and accused them of wasting time. Dan shut the whole thing down.
Well, that's
a pressure release.
That's
100%.
A direct result with not respecting other people's time and then being selfish.
No. If you mix that, but you have to take both of those in there, right? Because we are who we are. But also in the same regard, you should be able to do that, and then we still function without me going, you know what? I'm going to fucking destroy this whole studio. I'm going to tear it all down. You see what I'm saying? There is a bad equation. So that's why we kind of refer to it as the pressure release, because I'm not going to speak for you, but at the end of it, it's a nothing.
You guys are in such a long-term relationship. It reminds me of me and my wife in a lot of ways, and you run into problems when both people's biorhythms are low.
Yes.
When because she's
perfectly said.
With us, it's usually my wife is usually on an alpha wave. She's up and happy and chirpy, and I could be anywhere, So if she happens to be down one day and I'm down, that's when we have some butting heads.
Yeah,
and then it's probably similar to you guys. We don't have big fights often very much anymore, but we have had in the past, and it's you can't remember what they're about. They just happened. Like, we have one incident we refer to as the fight the time we broke all the plates.
All right. This sounds fantastic.
You broke your own plates?
I bet that felt fucking amazing.
And we once will be like, what was that about? No fucking clue. No fucking clue. We broke every cup, plate, and saucer we had in our house in a fight. No fucking clue what it was about at all. Like,
you were just like
a couple of Greek people. You're just smashing everything. Like, and I'll smash one. And she's like, oh yeah, motherfucker.
We had this really nice set that my aunt had given me, which was like these kind of fancy plates that were like green and they looked like leaves. And whatever the fight was about, one of us was like, well, fuck you, and threw a plate. And then the other one was like, oh, fuck you, well, fuck you, and threw a plate.
Dude, this
and
is
then
fantastic.
We started double fisting plates.
This is an old 80s movie divorcees fight.
Overhanded teacups at the wall.
Wow. I've always wanted to throw china at a wall.
Yeah, I've never done that in my time. I've never broke.
Awesome.
It does, and I weaponize that. I think I've told you guys before. I have a fire pit out back now, and like if like for example, we just had a bunch of chip bowls, and I'm like, oh, fuck these chip bowls. I went out back and like I stack them up, and if I feel like stressed about something, I'll go out back. I'll grab a chip bowl, chuck it right in the fire pit. You feel awesome.
No, it's like a stress reliever.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. You need to start breaking some of your china, dog.
Remember, I feel like in the 80s and 90s, there's a lot more of like breaking your beer bottles around than there is now.
Like breaking the end off and then threatening somebody with it?
Not that. That was more like Roadhouse. I'm just talking about, it's just like when you finish drinking a beer or whatever,
just
like you're
just
smashing it against the floor and move along.
Cowboys do that.
But nowadays, people are like, what the fuck? You littered. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the 90s
that was
and 80s,
a trope. That was a trope in movies. Like if you had a bully in a, let's take Stranger Things. If you had a bully and he was leaning up against a car and he's drinking a cold long neck, right?
Yeah.
And he wants to go inside the hot dog stand and hit on the girl, he'll slam the beer and he'll and then he'll walk in there like, I'm gonna fuck shit up.
It's the most dickhead way to finish your beer. We need to slam it on the public floor.
Let's Melissa's been leaning on us. Sam, when she was here, is leaning on us to do this. Let's start our own challenges. We're gonna do the Tom and Dan dickhead beer bottle challenge, where you have to drink a beer and then slam it on the ground and then walk away like a dickhead. See if we can get people doing it online.
We'll do it at the West End. And then Paul will slam me on my head.
That'd be a good fight. Do you think Paul would fight you at the West End?
Oh, yeah. He'll slam me right on my head. Yeah. Although non-drinking Paul is way more calm.
Yeah, he is very calm.
Paul is a bar owner. He would snap his finger for a bouncer.
Let's do another historian, because he does good ones, and these are good questions.
Hey, Tom and Dan. This question is for Dan. Dan, I had a request for you to tell the Russian soldier story, because I've only heard fragments of it, and even in the earliest episodes that I have access to, you talk about the story as if it's a story you've told 100 times, but I've never gotten to hear the full thing, and if it's, okay with you, I was kind of interested in hearing about the time you dressed up as a Russian soldier and caught some woman at some comedy club.
It wasn't a comedy club. It was
love the show, guys.
It was downtown Orlando. It was. I kind of
like a Russian soldier.
I was dressed as you've never heard this?
Have you heard this, Ross?
Was it Halloween?
Ross knows the story. So the girl I was dating at the time, it was just a horrible cheating whore.
Come on.
And
what did he do?
You know what? She made a fine mom to Macy now.
You know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate you being here to balance that out. It's the greatest thing you've ever said. And so this person was kind of like two-timing, right? Like seeing me and seeing somebody else, but like not making it clear with me. Well, I'm a spicy meatball, so I don't take things like that, like, oh, what the fuck, or no big deal. I'm more of a, let's dress up like a Russian soldier and head down to the party she's at and catch her in the act. I'm more of that kind of guy. I'm more of your basic psycho Russian. I'm more of your basic 5'2", 160 pounds, catch you in the act Russian soldier import. That's what I am. So
that's called cheating Red Dawn.
Yeah. So I go to, they're calling me the Little Lord of War. That is a wonderful title. So I had, people give me stuff all the time, especially at the radio station. You would always get like people that would be like, oh, I heard you talk that you collect hats, or I heard you talk you collect costumes. And I did have a hat collection at the time of all these different hats from different countries and stuff. But my interest changed, so I have a tendency to take things I have and then just punt them all in the trash.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that
and
before.
move on. It's a fresh start. So I had a Russian, like it was like a Russian police officer, the hat, like
furry hat,
yeah, like the one you would wear
Ear
for
flaps
Fargo,
fold
like a
up.
Fargo hat.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then I had a green coat that was very, like very proper with like the logos and everything on it. And I had a pair of like khaki pants that made like it like matched it perfectly. So I was like, I'm going to go down there and catch this bitch in the act because I think I wanted to hang out with her on Halloween and I'd been bugging her. But she's like, no, I think I'm just going to stay home, take it easy. I got my kid and everything. But then I heard it from other people that knew her that she was going with this dude down to probably something you were hosting, Tom.
Church Street?
Yeah.
You're from Russian intelligence?
Yeah, I got on the wire. Yeah. I heard, what do they call it? I heard some rumblings, like some like things coming through. A lot of activity. A lot of activity on the lines. So I had a truck at this time. So I drove my truck down there, but the only time I could get there, I knew I had to get in early. This is a really psycho thing to do. I knew I had to get there.
Well, that's what we wanted to hear.
Yeah, okay. So I knew I had to get there early because it was it's like a block party. So and you're never going to find a place.
It was
to park.
communist block party.
Yeah. Man, you're killing it today. But you were never going to get in and get out. Getting out of there or getting in there late is hard.
Shit slammed.
So I got there really, really early, and I realized I had to get there early to get my car there. So I drove it down there, and I parked like on the street before anything was set up, and I laid my Russian clothing out, and then I believe I took. Now my memory is the greatest flaw I have is my memory, but I believe I slept in the back until nighttime.
All right, well, now it just got real crazy.
Yeah.
You went there during daytime? When you said early, I thought it was like a half an hour early.
Old school stakeout.
So you went to
I did a stakeout.
before they closed up
I did
the
a
street?
Russian stakeout. I did a Russian police stakeout.
Okay, all right.
This is like the plan that guy had to assassinate that CEO, dude. This is
You are
on this
Luigi,
level.
little
yeah.
Luigi. It's me. And so
I read codes on my ear flaps.
So I wait. And then, so when it was time, all I had to do, because I was already in, and then I didn't even have to pay to get entrance in because I'm parked like street level. So I could I put on my Russian outfit, I slipped out the side door, and then boom, I'm in the party. And I walk, and who do I see standing right outside the front of what was that? There was it was like a tiki bar up top. Across the street from like the Globe, there's it was like
Latitude's Big Belly and Chillers.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
keep going.
Mako's.
No, go past all of that and go down to
Towards the train tracks?
The
Like
ones
the
that just
turnaround.
shut down, the Wall Street group.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
like-
Wall Street Plaza. What was that
Cheyenne
one at the very
Saloon.
end? There was like a
Cheyenne Saloon.
tiki bar at the very end.
Oh, there was not Cahoots, but
Fuck, there
what
was
was the Moonshine place? We did a goddamn event there. It was the Moonshine.
There was Cahoots.
There was
That
a
was-
tiki place just short of the one that used to
That
be
was
the old
Big Belly.
Improv. Yeah.
Somebody's saying One Eye Jacks, Ember. No, it's but anyway, it was a tiki bar at the
Yeah.
very
Wall
end.
Street.
Yeah.
And it was we met Leanne and Andres up there for like a birthday party or something.
Yeah. I
They
know
like
that
that
guy. I
place.
forgot that.
Watiki. Thank you.
Watiki. All right.
Thank you to Dinky the Drunk in the chat room for doing that.
Goddamn.
So Watiki Lounge. So right coming out of Watiki Lounge, I'm dressed as a 5'2" Russian soldier, intelligence. Just stepped out of my truck. Right coming out of Watiki, this bitch is dressed like a devil with a butt floss. goddamn whore, goddamn G-string butt
devil.
floss devil standing there. I'm like,
Hold on,
so-
were you wearing a diaper?
like an astronaut? That's a great joke. I should have been because I remember having to. I remember like I was so I confronted her.
Okay, all right.
This is all for the historian. This is just, I love you, buddy, if I'm telling this fucking embarrassing ass story. So I confronted her.
Daniel, he's a second.
I'll confront some motherfuckers.
Just like Ross. That's why he likes
Well,
confrontation so much.
the two of us will confront your ass. And I confronted her, and even now thinking about it, I still get a certain level of satisfaction because I confronted her so hard that she turned and ran because there was nothing she could say. I caught her in a bold-faced lie. Like, I caught her so fucking hard. You fucking whore.
I wish that who she was cheating on you with was dressed like Uncle Sam. just so it was U.S. versus Russia.
It's like the reverse Drago.
yeah.
I'm reverse Drago. Same color hair, but very small. But yes, and then yeah, that was literally the beginning of the end. That was sad. That broke my heart. Because I'd had somebody like fucking straight up lying to me, saying that, no, but I knew better. It's almost like I'm the type of person, I got to see it with my own eyes, and I got to light that fuse and end it, or, like fuck it all up, and that was a good one.
Well, she learned, don't fuck with Russia in the winter.
Yeah, exactly, man. We'll come. We're better in the winter. We're better equipped. Some would say, no us, no end of the war in World War II, right?
See, I get so awkward catching someone doing something or lying.
Tom, it feels so good. It's it's mind cum. It's a mind orgasm. Like it's because it's validation for you knowing that person like was fucking shaming, like fucking lying to you.
Right,
man.
but put yourself in Tom's shoes. Tom would just rather not know. Tom would rather not know.
Not knowing is the best thing in the world.
Same as without happening.
I mean, Melissa's like, why did you dress up though? Not necessary. No, it was a Halloween party. It was necessary. I was on a fucking mission, Melissa. This is why women, maybe that guy's got it right. Maybe women shouldn't be on the front lines. We need strong people that are ready to get
crazy with a diaper or a pee-pee diaper.
Yeah, we need some Russian diaper police out here.
All right, let's play another voicemail.
All right, let's try that. Let's try. That was very embarrassing. That took a lot out of me to tell. This is a good one right here.
Yo, BD, I'm Neil here. Just getting to work, and I had to tell you all this, and it's going to be like a segment maybe of like, when have you seen the double bird being flipped? Because I was just driving, I didn't even know what was going on. Maybe the person was just riding too close to them, but the person behind me, somebody got over behind me and gave the patented delicious double bird to the truck. It was like a truck and a little tiny car. I love it. So I'm
a double bird guy. I mean, does that surprise any of you after the story I just told? I just told you a story, and I probably shouldn't say that. I should have just told the story, but like, how many birds do I get for any bird?
If Daniel could do triple bird, he'd do it.
I am doing triple. I'm doing it right now. Thank you, Dr. Powers, for my triple bird.
So the double bird is, it seems unnecessary.
I feel like your son Tommy would love the double bird.
He does love a bird.
Have you discussed the double bird with Tommy?
Yeah, he does. They both love giving the middle finger, which I'm like, stop doing that.
Yeah, Maisie will never
Trashy.
do it. Yeah, Maisie will never do it. Did you see what your sons wrote in the bathroom? One of them.
Did they wrote that?
What your boy wrote on the wall.
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't think they wrote it.
100%.
I thought some other goddamn dirty comedian.
No, Maisie saw Tommy do it and then told on him to me.
So describe what he wrote.
He wrote, "I like shit."
More importantly, why are the Vans boys taking Maisie in the bathroom? That's more
we're doing a podcast now. We're going to pass it on. I mean, I'm guaranteed Maisie and Max all day long. With Tommy as producer, it could run. It would fucking work.
I saw that written, and he also...
He has good handwriting, too, better than yours.
No, but he wrote his... No, he's got a horrible handwriting.
Look at where he wrote, "I like shit."
That doesn't mean it's not better than yours.
Look at where he wrote, "I like shit." That's perfect handwriting. Maybe his signature is rough.
He wrote his name so big, I was like, this is weird. I thought he would have, like, be a little more subtle.
My wife said Tommy was very proud, and he showed it to me. He said he wanted his name way bigger if there was a spot. we always have great conversations with Tommy. I think he's hilarious.
I'm kind of proud that he did that.
I'm very
because
proud of him.
Normally he doesn't, he wants to be a speck of dust.
He went for it.
So the fact that I'm like, it's got a little...
he went for it, and he enjoyed it.
It's got a little shit in him.
Yeah.
This is a single finger, but I wave it around a bit. I'm driving. A guy came out of a gas station to turn left, to get into a left-hand turn lane. But in doing so, he blocked the straight travel lane that I was in. And so he's blocking two cars in front of me and trying to get into the left-hand lane. And our lane is wide open green. We could go, but the left lane can't turn because of opposing traffic. So we waited through two fucking lights until the guy ahead of this guy could make a left and let him get into the left lane and let us go. And at the point that happened, he took so much time about it that the two cars in front of me also kind of delayed a little bit and slowed just enough so that he managed to make his left turn. They managed to get through the intersection, and I was stuck at the fucking fucking line with the red light for the third red light in a row, and I went, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, but especially fuck you. I flipped off the whole fucking intersection.
So it's a single-purpose bird used 5 times. I like that.
Yeah.
I actually might incorporate that. I might actually drop my double bird and go to a single bird. It's almost like I'm looking at it like a drummer, like bass drum pedals. There are some drummers that can use a single pedal and do just as much double pedal stuff because they know how to do it. You're just John Bonham.
Yeah.
You're just John Bonham.
Thank you, Dan.
I have never flicked someone the bird in my entire life. Yeah.
You
And
are
I think
missing out on so much. Can I tell?
No,
okay,
I get
glad you
nothing
hit
out
this.
of it.
Can I tell you something that is driving my wife crazy, especially after last night when she tried to come over here and play pinball in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
The fact that you have not played the pinball machine one time is driving my wife. It is driving Andrea insane.
I got
Andrea
work
goes,
to do.
Andrea goes, does he not even want to? He doesn't even want a little light of joy to go through his eyes.
No. Every time there's always something to do.
You're driving her mad.
I gotta sign these cards. I gotta do this shit. I gotta run.
What if he touches it and plays it and he's like way better at it than us? I would be mad. Would you be mad? I would be mad.
I would be a little bit mad.
I would be upset.
I would be a little insulted.
Here's a driving thing I never talked
Andrea's
about.
screaming in the chat room, take a fucking break, she said. And play the goddamn pinball machine. You own the business, she said.
Yeah, but I get nothing out of it. Like if my sons...
I know.
Hey, ask her in the chat room if she still got that devil costume.
My wiring's fucked up.
Do you want another one, buddy?
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, please.
So at
my wiring's fucked.
At stoplights, I look at my phone. And
I have no problem with that.
And then now I've learned to hold my phone up to almost light level so I can see the light in my peripheral
you can
vision.
put it on your mirror. And just,
Interesting.
Because I don't want to be caught, especially if I'm first in line.
That's one of the most irresponsible things I've ever heard.
Now, there's been some times that all of a sudden I get the honk and I look up and the car's far as shit in front of me and I'm like, oh shit.
I like to act mad at them too. I'm like, whoa!
No, I fucked up.
Whoa!
And then I put my hands up. I'm like, oh, sorry. I was fucked up.
I used to work with somebody that did the wall. Every time they got caught for something they were doing wrong, they'd get mad at you.
Yeah.
I like that's a good move. It works.
Oh yeah.
So, but I do try to actually look at the light so I don't get caught that way. So anyway, I'm doing that again. I'm looking at my emails or scrolling or whatever, and then all of a sudden I hear a honk, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't get it. I hear a honk, and it's still red, and then it turns green.
Oh, that's dangerous. You're gonna pull out one day.
I got the pre-honk because the person behind me saw me looking at my phone and then saw the other lights change and then gave me a little like to remind me that, hey, it's gonna change. I don't want to be inconvenienced by even a second.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck you. You can't do a pre-honk. Yeah.
You gotta be careful though, dude.
Pre-honk is dangerous.
You gotta be careful. People are nuts. This lady out right in front of Peter's Kitchen out here, or Shanglu Gardens, or whatever.
Yeah.
Read that story too if you want a Bananas Orlando Asian food story. There's two warring Asian food. They're stealing each other's identities. These two restaurants. We're gonna get Brendan to tell us about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But a lady out here, the guy, she was just like tailgating him, and he got out of his car and was like, hey, please don't do that. She just stepped out and shot him. Dead. Boom.
Yeah, if you start getting out of your car and you start approaching people's cars, like,
I just shoot through my back window.
Yeah, a lot of people have guns. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They just start shooting because they're like, I was scared.
I mean, that's what I would do. I shoot in every direction like a clock.
Yeah. So, but I'm saying the pre-honk is bullshit.
Yeah, that is bullshit.
You can't give people the pre-honk.
One time I saw at like an intersection with like a turning arrow, the green arrows turned right, and one guy didn't start to turn for the arrow, so the guy behind him gave a honk, but a lady in a straight lane thought it was for her, and she must have been on her phone and just heard the honk and didn't even look up, and she gassed it and drove right into the opposing turning lane coming. She just like drove right into it, and they fucking creamed her.
The people do. There's a light by my house that it's a stop on red. It's not no turn on red sign. It's a stop on red, which means you just have to stop if the light's red, and then you can go.
Sure,
right. That's the law. But people get confused and they think it's no turn on red, so they'll stop and then they'll just sit there, even though you can go.
And you'll never honk. You're not going to honk.
Oh no, I'll never do it. But there was one time that there was me, a car in front of me, and then a car in front of them, and that person stopped and then didn't go, and the car in front of me was like,
I've done that before.
He did the
depending on the mood I'm in. I have held my horn down until my horn, the Doppler effect, changed the sound of my horn. I've held it down until my battery started degrading. Like my it was like, hey. Because I'm killing my car. I'm so angry.
But and that person, even though that person did a 30-second land honk, he just stood there.
Did you know you could do
sat
that?
there?
I don't think it works in my car. I don't think it works in electric cars, but in a conventional combustion engine car, if you hold the horn down, I think the alternator doesn't have enough. And it was like,
if you were behind me, and
that's how bad I get.
And you did a 30-second honk, I'd drive off a cliff. I just drive. He must know. Whoever's honking, they must know. I have to
drive off a cliff.
Like if there was like a sinkhole, I was like, I gotta go. I just drive into it.
He knows.
I'm like, no one's that aggressive and not understanding what's happening.
The idea of you freaking out. It's so funny to me. You just drive away real fast.
Even the lights are running air.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when you passed out, I almost hit the tree in the junkie truck.
All right.
No, but that one was that because I heard it and I saw it. Like that time, you were going fast.
I can't remember if I've told you guys, but it's pretty on theme. So maybe it's a repeat. Sorry. I'm at a red light. It turns green. I'm at a red light where like a lot of people turn right, and it turns green, and I'm making a right hand turn too, so my signal's on. But a guy comes out into the crosswalk like immediately when the light turns green. So I'm going to make my right turn, but I stop, and the guy behind me 30 to 45 second honk because I stopped to let the guy go through the crosswalk, and so we make the right. And we come to another stoplight immediately, and I'm turning left, and he's going straight. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get to confront this motherfucker. I might even get out of the fucking car on this guy. So like we come up, I get into my lane, he's pulling up, so I roll the windows down. I'm like, I'm like turned hard to the right to like get at him because I'm so in the right. Like, there was a guy there, motherfucker. Like, I couldn't go. What, do you want me to fucking kill somebody because you're impatient when you get to goddamn McDonald's? Your fucking fries or whatever? He pulls up to the light and stops and looks at me and goes, Sorry, I didn't see the guy. And it was like anger blue balls. It was the worst. It was so bad. And I could just go like, okay, and roll my windows up.
I love that you get anger blue balls.
I was so mad. You're like, oh! And I was ready to anger come, dude, and I couldn't.
That's funny.
You'll never know what that feels like. You'll never have anger blue balls. You'll never have a little bit of pinball in the eyes. You gonna do one more and get out of here?
Yeah.
All right.
To be honest, I've never gotten regular blue balls. I'd never understood what that meant. Where people are like, that your balls hurt.
Yeah, I jack off too much to get regular. I'm constantly jacking off.
It's like, how stored up is it?
Yeah, there's no such thing.
All right, one more.
All right, one more. Here we go.
Hey, Tom and Dan.
Oh, sorry.
This question is actually for one of your restaurant sponsors. The next time,
you know what? We're not gonna too much historian. I don't want to burn his. Let's do this one instead.
Tom, Dan, BDM Mike, driving down Orange Avenue, and I remember someone on an ACT in the past talked about the Radio Shack that was there. No longer. It is now a smoke shop. BDM for life. Love you guys.
Well, it's gone.
That sucks.
It's a head shop, and that head shop for like a hot minute, maybe like 3 weeks, they had a strobe light out front that was a hazard to navigation.
The strobe light has never been good. Like, this was pointed. I've never been like, oh yes, they got a strobe light.
Let's talk about
it's always horrible.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Let's analyze the strobe light before we get out of here. The strobe light to me as a young man meant that I was at a place of ill repute. When I was with my father in a strobe, I'll give you the places that had strobe lights with my dad.
All right.
Pawn shop had strobe light. CB radio install and sales had a strobe light. Car stereo had a strobe light.
Yeah.
Window tint had a strobe light. Those were the big four when I was a kid. We didn't have vape shops, but vape shops are continuing strobe light. You see them a lot.
Strobe light tradition.
A lot of like Asian or Middle Eastern stores will have strobe lights. I feel like maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't fully understand it.
Well, vape shop is a new car audio shop. There's
That's
much
pretty good.
Like in the 90s.
That's pretty good.
And then there was as many car audio shops as there was vape shops now. Like in every strip mall, there's a vape shop now. There used to be car audio. You go in there, you get a custom Kicker 10 in the back of your mini truck, or you get some some Alpine CD player.
And whereas back in the 90s, it was like, which Iowa faceplate stereo should I pick out? Now I go to the smoke shop, and the dude helps me pick out like a new vape battery. Like,
yeah,
You've got them from like $40 if you're looking to spend big, all the way down to these ones.
I think all the stores are like, no more speakers, we're going vape.
Yeah.
And that's where...
Well,
that's
people
what
don't like music anymore. They just like getting fucked up.
Yeah.
The ChatGPT says that it's mostly for like deterring theft or loitering.
No, they had theirs. It was, first of all, it was up, I think it was on the former Radio Shack flagpole. It was at the top of the flagpole, and it was pointed out into traffic. So it was like
a flagpole.
I swear to God, it was so
Everything
up
on a
high,
flagpole, except for flags.
It was so up high in the sky and pointed out into traffic, and it was like so distracting. And it was clearly meant like, look at us, we're a head shop now, not a Radio Shack anymore.
I remember like strobe lights at parties, like when I was in like middle school, whatever.
I begged my dad to buy me all that stuff so I could like, I don't know what, sit in my room and jack off with a strobe light. Like, what was I going to do with it?
It looks like I'm jacking it slow.
Hey, look at that. And then if I talk into this fan, I'm Darth Vader jacking it slow.
And then the roller rink always had one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Although the new age roller rink doesn't rock the strobe light as much, I think that's because of seizures. like someone in the 80s
We're
and
so
90s.
soft now. My God.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But your kids watch anime. They're fine.
They don't do as much strobes as they used to.
In the anime?
Yeah.
Oh, most anime is strobe like crazy. You seize out.
The new Marvel game I was telling you guys about, like, there's an unskippable, like, 30-second thing at the front about, like, this may give you seizures from flashing lights, even if you're not susceptible to it. Like,
My theory as a young boy was as a young man, was always that they put that on there to make you think the game was better than it is.
There's no actual seizures happening.
It's like when even Jackass, I always thought when they play the warning, I'd be like, that's the best fucking thing you could ever do is put a fucking warning on it. Because I feel like it's like
it makes it
no matter what, this is dangerous. Yeah.
But there are certain flashing comments. Even then, they can just make your brain, because there's the one Pokemon episode. It was making even kids that weren't.
There was a day that they the original day that they ran it was like an epidemic
in
something.
Japan.
Right?
I think. And then they pulled that one.
Do you know that story?
Yeah, when the kids were like getting seizures and like people would get seizures and epileptic people, like that would trigger it. Or whatever.
I have no idea what you just said.
What is the end of the show?
Yeah, let's get out of here. It's been a long week.
That's all I had. That was it. I didn't want to talk about the I knew it. When I was like, oh, shit.
I just opened the epilepsy door. Fuck. Is this the right class?
One of my favorite things to do after the show now, I like looking at the AI notes, Dan, because it's really neat what
sometimes
the AI
they're
picks
right,
out.
sometimes they're not.
I don't even care. It's just neat what they pick out and what it says, and I hope it says Tom didn't want to talk about the last thing.
Normally
that's the kind of thing
find the one
out.
thing I don't want in there. Like, I made a joke, and then I made a quip. It was like last week. I made a quip where I was like, well, that was fucking not funny. And then ChatGPT was like, Dan made a joke that he said was not funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, thanks a fucking lot.
I love that. That's check out the AI notes, you guys.
Any tots with Ross? Anything to plug? Any shows?
I got some stuff
Let's
going on.
correct that. We need to correct that the brewery that we got it wrong last week. Don't you have a brewery
I'll
show?
take care of it, yeah.
Perfect.
You guys didn't bring up Mo DeWitt, but if you did, I was going to mention the fact that you can get a metal ID card from Mo. Is it?
Yeah, I've been begging Tom to do those for BDMs for about forever.
Yeah, you go to Mo's website, you sign up for VIP. He sends you a medal. Here, check it out. Tom.
For free. He sends it for free. They're not even giving him money.
Okay, where to get these?
Well,
I
you'll
know,
never,
right?
You'll never ask him.
This has got to be 89 cents. It's
really
a dollar.
I know. He's just sending it around to people.
Really nice.
By the way, he mails it to you. The postman got a hurt back from it. All right, actually tonight, if you're listening tonight, you want something to do, come by Barley and Vine in the Milk District.
Nice.
I'm on Roast of Santa as Rudolph, so that'll be fun. That is a ticketed event. And the show you're talking about, Dan, the 20th at 12 Talons Brewery on South Street. It's the former Vampire Laundry I told you guys about a couple times. 12 Talons Brewery on the 20th is Untold Tales. You can see Cheery the Elf there, along with other lesser-known Christmas characters. And I will tell you guys, keep on the radar, Dan, the 24th of January, What Do You Want From Us? Again, at Framework on Mills. And I'm in a Fringe show, you guys. My friend Amy LaCour, her Psych show on the 11th of January. It's a show. She's a registered therapist, and so she brings comics in, and you do like 5-10 minute set, and then she therapizes you based on your set on stage
really?
in front of people.
I like that.
We need to get her in on the show because I've been wanting to do a segment where we do.
I've been wanting therapy, but I don't want to pay for it.
Well, don't say what I mean, God damn it!
He did write, "Don't say what I mean," on a little piece of paper he was holding while he was saying that to you. So it is a little disrespectful.
Sure, I'm sorry.
Especially when we wanted to plug your friend show.
That's my bad. Yeah, I'll hook that up with Amy. And come see that Fringe show on the 11th of January.
Dude, you're working.
Oh, dude, I've been super
Very
busy
cool.
lately. And
Exciting.
Then Pirate Spot, dude, come on. It's going to be busy.
And your kid needs a job, right?
Yeah, my kid needs a job. Come see me in Longwood. If probably you listen to this a couple weeks later, we'll be set up for Pirate Spot right after Christmas.
Awesome. Man, a lot of laughs today. What else do we need to plug?
You know what? I need to get Tommy in there in that tent and start working because
absolutely. No, we got some stuff.
I mean, if you do leave him with Ross, he will get tough. If you leave him in the tent with Ross at Pirate Spot for one summer, you know those pictures on Reddit where it's like the guy's like a blob, and then he's like 3 months, and then the guy's like fucking shredded. That motherfucker will come out like all the confidence, like every bit of like Ross level comedy will be bullying the fuck out of you.
He turns into a shredded black guy. That's a meme. Like, what?
Wow.
Oh, hugging him. Anyway, all right.
Thanks for listening, y'all. We will see you, Monday?
On Monday's BDM show.
Look, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.
This is all jokes and funny to you, huh? You can take it up with legal. Have a good day.